Hello everyone, Nikhil Chaudhary here. Co-hosting with me is Sagar and ex-roader and other should be joining us soon also. So I see Run on the Sun, Mehrab, some of you might know him, and there are a couple other people. Okay, so what today we will discuss some solar and energy storage news. Then we'll move on to EV news and then finally to the EV discussion. So to start with, in the first half of 2024, India did great in solar. India added about 15 gigawatt hour of solar capacity in the first half of 2024. The second quarter contributed of which 5 gigawatt and the first one was 10 gigawatt. So we are really seeing a huge increase in the solar deployment, and it says that the second quarter saw 170% year-on-year increase as compared to 2023. Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Karnataka have the highest addition, with Rajasthan at 30%, Gujarat at 22%, and Karnataka at 21%. So we can see that the solar capacity addition, India is doing good. It amounted to 71.4% of the all capacity addition in the first half of the year. Majority, as you can see, was solar, and then there's some other renewable, and little bit percent was coal also. So we are definitely moving toward a cleaner grid. Yes, installed capacity and the production capacity, these are different. It will take time to reach the desired production capacity, but we are definitely moving towards the right step. And the Rajasthan alone has crossed 50% of solar installed, right? Uh, as I was seeing the data, Rajasthan has 51% solar installed capacity, 12% of wind installed capacity, hydro is at 4%, thermal is at 32%, and nuclear is at 1%. So Rajasthan has quite a lot of solar potential. It can maybe power whole of India if utilized. So Rajasthan has become the first state in India to cross 50% of installed solar capacity. If anyone, if you have any views on that, or if you are seeing any progress in your areas in the solar. Okay. Moving on, India is doing some big things in the energy storage market also, and it is becoming cheaper than addition of thermal power capacity. So recently there was a price discovery of 3.41 rupees per kilowatt hour solar and BESS for 1.2 gigawatt hour of BESS and 1.2 gigawatt solar. And this price discovery is at 3.41 rupees per kilowatt hour. So solar along with the BESS that we think are going to be very costly, but it is not. These are very cheap for having installed such costly batteries. So we are definitely moving towards a good thing in this. And then we recently had some big more couple of more tenders also. UP has a tender of 1.2 gigawatt of energy storage in Hathras and Unnao. It will be in the two parts. And recently Maharashtra has invited bids for 600 megawatt hour of energy storage, and Gujarat recently invited for 800 megawatt of energy storage with 800 megawatt hour of more additional capacity potential. So in right now, India's grid energy storage capacity is not much, but in next 2 or 3 years, we are definitely going to see a tremendous amount of huge jump in the installed capacity of battery uh, along with the solar and renewable energy. Because what we are seeing is that recently many of the renewable energy projects, solar and wind, they are being paired with energy storage. We saw that in the Lakshadweep, we saw that in recently in the Chhattisgarh, and we are seeing with these gigawatt hour level of tenders. And Karnataka is meeting its 52% of power need with non-thermal sources like solar, wind, and hybrid biofuel and mini hydros. So we are seeing improvement in big states, especially. I'm not sure what's the percentage of Maharashtra. Maybe you can look that up.
So,
But
so
Florida,
uh, uh, yeah, yeah. So, Nikhil, right now, according to you, which state has the biggest planned contracts for BESS? I think that's Gujarat and Maharashtra, as per my knowledge.
I think Gujarat, Maharashtra, UP, these are getting very close because multiple tenders are coming out recently. As I said, UP has 1.2 gigawatt hour. Maharashtra recently had 600 megawatt hour. Gujarat 800 megawatt hour with the same as optional. But many of these, and there's some 4 gigawatt hour tender also. There's a SECI, we have a central company, SECI, which enables that. They have 4 gigawatt hour at any location, whatever you want, so to connect to the grid. So states are definitely competing, and we are seeing so there is a government incentive also to install for grid capacity. Someone suggested that the incentive should extend to the industries also, because industries are
Okay.
currently using gensets, right? So, if enabled by incentives, the industries, heavy industries will start moving toward energy storage and solar also, because solar for industries become, especially even for SMEs, MSMEs, solar becomes a huge factor if they install it. Quite a big part of their power consumption can be met with solar, and if with battery storage even more. So next, I think 2 and 3 years definitely going to be exciting in seeing these tenders coming through to the realization, and we might see a different path in next 2 or 3 years from what we are seeing right now.
And are there any commissioning deadlines for these projects, Nikhil, uh, that have
I
come
think
up recently?
uh, I mean, these are just a tender request after bids and all. There is a timeline, generally like 18 months or 2 year after award of tender documents. So there's definitely timeline, and they must be experienced having installed some capacity earlier. Uh, so there's going to be JBM, and there's a lot of Tata Power, these company, and Hero. Hero has partnership with Repto Energy. Quite a lot of companies with partnership are coming in this. And as you might know, Tata has started a factory for just battery energy storage along with the Goshen. They have Goshen JV. So Tata is going to be a big player in this also. So that's about the solar and BESS news. I think we will start moving to EV news now. Unless any of you want to add anything to it, or if you are seeing any change in your local areas. Okay. So moving on, we recently saw the launch of Veera Vahana with Exponent Energy electric bus, if you have seen the news. So what they are doing is it's a 320 kilowatt hour LFP pack using prismatic cells. Company, I am not sure which company cells they are. It enables full charging, about full charging in 15 minutes. 320 kilowatt hour. I, it may be between 80 and 100%, not sure. I have asked them. Full charging in 15 minutes. If you know, Exponent Energy earlier launched a three-wheeler that could do full charging in 15 minutes. It was 8 kilowatt hour pack. It could take up to 34 and 35 kilowatt of peak energy, and 0 to 100 they showed in just 15 minutes. And it is being used in Bangalore and some nearby areas. So what this technology does, what they use is basically they use refrigerated water, but the cooling is off board. The whole cooling system for the battery pack is in the charger. So the along with the charger is not just pumping the current, it is also pumping the chilled water, and they try to keep the cell temperature between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius. Right. So this has huge potential, especially in the heavy vehicles like trucking, because some have concerns that they will take too long to charge. So even if it's a 30-minute charge for full, it's nothing. Truckers will get rest also. You know, may our roads will get safer if they are properly rested, because right now we see that how some of truckers drive and how so many of accidents occur due to them sleeping off or being distracted, right? So this 15-minute rapid charge technology enabled by, and it's I think they say they claim to be the third company to do megawatt charging. They have a 1 megawatt charger. Initially, they are going to deploy it in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and at 2 points in between. The first buses are going to run on that. So Exponent is doing the power battery side of things, battery BMS, and the bus body building is by Veera Vahana. Motor I am not sure who is doing that. Right. So, uh, what Veera Vahana did till now is that they imported everything from Skywell. If you have seen our bus data, their battery, their motor, and everything else is sourced from Skywell. So they see basically they were a Chinese proxy for Skywell. This move starts them towards localization, especially for the battery pack, and not sure of the motor. So I can name four companies: Mitra Mobility, Azad Group, Veera Vahana, Aero Eagle. They all were doing kind of the same bus with the battery packs coming from the same source, that is Skywell. They were using LFP chemistry and CALB cells, but it was basically Skywell buses that these three or four were doing. But Veera Vahana, along with Exponent, has started going into the localization part right now. And Veera Vahana just did not do with Exponent. They showed a bus using swap with Sun Mobility. So if you don't know about Sun Mobility, they are a huge company focused on the swapping part for the two-wheeler and three-wheeler in Delhi and etc. cities. They have quite a big infrastructure for that. And they have with Veera Bhana, they are now planning to move that swapping to the heavy vehicles also. First would be the bus, 10.5 meter, I think. I'm not that much of a fan of swapping personally when the such charging capabilities exist, but it might see some use. What do you guys think of swapping?
So I have a question. So this megawatt charger, does it require special cabling from electricity or the existing will work?
I mean, yes, it would require a special transformer and all. Such power.
Transformer is fine, but like from substation, like separate heavy wire or something.
That would depend on the location. If there's like a high HT lines are coming through, I don't think anything is going required. But if there are low LT lines, definitely new connections and lines will be required. LT
Hmm.
lines can LT lines are not going to be approved for charger more than 150 kilowatt as per the new policy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So there is definitely going to be significant requirement of infra addition in the grid side also. But to the future, this has potential. And if you are seeing in cities like Delhi and Mumbai, they are using electric buses. So they have battery capacity of 200 and 300 kilowatt hour, which enables them something around 200 kilometer of range and 250 kilometer of range, enough to go them around for the day. So if this technology enables 15-minute charging that they are claiming, then that they are showing actually in three-wheelers, that battery capacity could be reduced to 100 and 150 kilowatt hour with just a 15-minute stopgap in between, and which is not a hard thing to do. A 100 kilowatt hour would require like 300 and 400 kilowatt of charging, so that's definitely doable. So for city buses, it can move them to lower capacity and enabling companies to do more buses, like instead of 200 they can do two buses of 100, right? And in heavy trucking, this can enable fast charging and faster transition to electric heavy vehicles, because they are definitely one of the most polluting, right?
Yeah, but Nikhil, I just wanted to confirm with you regarding in the new policy. Is there any separate provision for separate charges for commercial and trucking electric buses only? Because right now I can see some JBM buses, taking up passenger vehicle small cars chargers on the highways. I've seen that.
So you see, it is more of the CPO side collaboration that's going to required here, because government and neither CPO can stop anyone from using a charger, basically. And some companies are focusing on bus only chargers. But yes, there is a provision that if you are going to do bus only chargers, they should be two, at least two, 250 kilowatt minimum each. So there is that provision for trucks and buses, that if they are going to separate charger, there should be two guns at least doing, each separately doing 250 kilowatt at minimum. But yes, you are correct that some buses are taking up places on the highways, and there are some small capacity charger like 60 kilowatt and load. They are going to take 3 and 4 hours on that. This is definitely going to require more collaboration between bus operators and CPOs for their required needs. And maybe we'll start seeing heavy duty stops only near some dhabas or etc. wherever the bus and truckers like to stop. But I don't think for government or anyone can say stop to these from using the current chargers.
Yeah, because in Maharashtra particularly, I have seen electric buses of government, that is MSRTC. They are flying between the distances of 200 to 300 kilometers right now. Like
Okay,
for example, from Pune to Solapur, or maybe from Pune to Bombay, Pune to Nashik. So many a times they take a stop for lunch of passengers in the bus, and
right.
they do take up the space of 60 kilowatt charger or maybe 120. So that's the trend I'm seeing right now on highways in Maharashtra.
We saw that happen to I think it was static charger in Gurgaon, near DLF or something. Two were occupied by Uber bus, another were occupied by the taxis. There were like six vans, all were occupied. So yes, it is a issue, and if it is occurring regularly, I think the CPO should be able to see their usage data and figure out that this location need more and more charger, and specifically for buses, they can make a separate parking area also. So if you have any such location where you are seeing some frequent, I can pass them on to the CPO if there are any such concern for any such location. You can just send it to me about the location.
Perfect, perfect. Thanks a lot, Nikhil.
Yeah. Okay. So this was about Exponent, uh, and if you have not seen, we maintain a data for powertrain of electric buses. We try to find who is making the battery pack, from which supplier the cells are, what chemistry cells are, who is making the motor. We try to be as accurate as possible, but there can be some error. On our website, you can visit public data link that can will lead to you. We also maintain data for four wheelers, two wheelers. We are making a data for cell manufacturing plants that are coming on, and also for the cell raw material, anode, cathode, electrolyte, etc. So we are making this, maintaining this data. We try to update them as soon as we have information. You can visit them. And if there's any other data you would like us or think that we should be doing, please let us know. Okay. Moving. Oh yeah. Regarding this, I would like to update Reliance. Reliance has started a pilot production line for LFP. They bought a company named Lithium Rex. So they are doing site construction in Jamnagar. Reliance also acquired a company called Faradion, which will do sodium ion. So Reliance has PLI for sodium ion 5 gigawatt hour, but initially it will be LFP that's coming on. Lithium Works has cylindrical LFP cell 18650 and 26650, and in their latest report they reported that 50 megawatt hour per year pilot line is there right now, and they aim to scale sodium ion also to megawatt hour level in 2025. So that was update regarding the Reliance that we have updated yesterday. So if you don't know, quite a lot of companies are doing planning or doing cell manufacturing in India. First one is Log9. They have unknown capacity of LTO and LFP production in Karnataka. It is reported to 50 megawatt hour, but we are not sure how much is the production right now. Second one is Ola. You have seen their 4680 cells. So they are in their initial early trials of 4680 production. In their Q1 report, they reported that they have made something like 30,000 cells. Not much, but it is a good start to see the localization of cells. And then we have Agratas from Tata. They have not yet started the factory construction. Land deals are done, but it should start soon. From our sources, they plan 5 gigawatt hour by 2026, 12 gigawatt hour by 2028, 20 gigawatt hour by 2030. So basically, from what we know, Agratas has a deal with Envision AESC. In the coming years, they will plan to move to their own tech, but right now it is going to be Envision AESC tech for the India and as well as UK Gigafactory. Their UK cell Gigafactory has started. Its construction has started with first pillars being put in. I think last 2 weeks. Then we have Godi Energy. It is an Indian startup. They are doing LFP as well as NMC in the cylindrical and prismatic cells. They don't have any tech partner. They have their own R&D. They have announced a 13 gigawatt hour plant in Telangana with 7 gigawatt of NMC and 6 gigawatt of LFP. This can change depending on customer orders and requirements. Then we have Exide. Their tech partner is S-Volt. You can see S-Volt cells being used in Citroen EC3 right now. They plan LFP and NMC as well. It's prismatic and cylindrical. They Plant construction is already going on in Karnataka. They report 12 gigawatt hour of total capacity, whenever they can do that. Then there's Lucas TVS. Their tech partner is 24M. They will do semi-solid. So I'm not sure when it will come on, but they plan to do 10 gigawatt hour in 2 stages, and their plant is going to be in Chennai, Telangana. Next one we have Amara Raja. Their tech partner for LFP is Goshen, whose cells you see is right now in Tata. And for regarding NMC, there's conflicting information. At some places they report that they have self-developed, and at some places they have developed a tech partner, which is likely High Star Battery. So we are not sure which will go on. They plan 16 gigawatt hour of cell capacity, and operations initially will start in end of 2025. Then there's this company called Rajesh Export. I'm not sure if one of you have heard that, but they actually got PLI approved, but we don't know who their tech partner is or what. I think they are going to do. Yes, they are going to do LFP, but we don't know who their tech partner is, what capacity they are going to do, what cell shape they are going to do. It's a very secret company. We are not able to find any information whatsoever. So if any of you want know, please let us know. Next one, Panasonic. We don't have any update after they announced that they would do a JV with IOCL. And then there's a company called Ensure. They plan LFP with self production, and they say that they would do 1.5 gigawatt hour. And then there's JSW. They report 50 gigawatt hour, and they have selected some tech partner, but we are not sure which tech partner it is. It is a Chinese company, but we don't know which this is. So if you'd see a trend that the legacy companies are going with they are going with collaboration. They are taking tech transfer, and the startups are doing R&D themselves to start. So maybe it gives a leg to legacy that they have the money to spend and they can start production early. But it is definitely interesting that every single legacy company that is planning cell manufacturing in India is going through tech partnership, and every single startup is going through themselves. So it's an interesting observation we noted. So if you guys have any views on cell production or like Saga, I'm not sure if you're Priyansh and Extraordinary, if any would like to add anything here.
Thank you, Nikhil, for the amazing summary. Um, Clearly, I believe you are the expert on what is happening on cells. I don't have much knowledge. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to continue the cell discussion, we can, or else we'll move on to the next topic.
Okay, I think next one you would find is interesting. It is an announcement from Ola, Bhavesh, that they are going to start selling their electric vehicles as well as parts. on the ONDC platform, and it will enable any mechanic or garage to service the scooters. I don't think they are going to provide battery packs as such, but other than powertrain parts, I think they are going to start providing to anyone who wants to, and this will enable the local mechanics guys who people definitely trust a lot in two-wheeler category, especially. So it's a definitely an interesting move, and maybe it will solve some of the service hassles they have eventually. Uh, so what do you think that listing products and parts on the ONDC platform? What do you think
What
how it will go?
what I like, sorry, I mean I'm butting in. What I like about what this has done is that there'll be a lot of mechanics that will also not work out. But okay, let's look at a scooter, right? You have mechanical parts and you have the electrical parts. The mechanical parts can be serviced at any service center. That's not at any mechanic shop. That's not a big deal. It's just the electronic parts that they will need, electrical parts that they'll need training to handle, which is mainly your battery, BMS, and your infotainment system or whatever it's called on two wheelers, right? Now, the question is, are they providing that kind of training, or are they providing some kind of tools, or are they not releasing that to the general public? And one more question is like, what are the most problems that we are seeing in Ola so far? Is it mechanical or is it more to do with electrical?
So I don't think Ola would and Ola should risk providing, powertrain parts to anyone because anything would become a big news. A issue in the local garage, it would be a national news that Ola battery exploded or motor caused some issues or whatever. Uh, in the Ola problems are mix bunch of mix. Many have mechanical issues only, lights and wiring harness, etc., etc. Some have battery related also. I'm not sure what's the exact ratio, but in the last couple of day, last month, I am seeing a lot of pictures, images going around on Twitter and etc., which show huge, problem, whose service center filled with just the Ola scooters. So maybe this step can, especially for the mechanical issues, I think they should keep the powertrain to themselves, just for the sake of to keep things safe. This is my
No,
personal
yeah, yeah,
I will
no.
just add to it on Ola service thing.
right.
So what they do is, if you have owned an Ola, some who must many speakers or listeners must have got Ola in their garage. So what they do is they connect your scooter online with a laptop or something. In similar way, you have the OBD port connections like in the cars, and I'm literally hopeful that Ola doesn't provide this battery pack or the motor parts. What do you say that? मतलब हिंदी में बोलूंगा कि मोटर और बैटरी के रिलेटेड वो अपने सर्विस में कुछ ना
Powertrain
प्रोवाइड
parts.
करे तो बेहतर रहेगा
Yes,
because
yes.
yeah, the powertrain, because even in the ICE two wheelers now, or even for that matter four wheelers now, the term which we used to say repair, it has gone. Most of the service centers, uh, it's just replacement now. Whether you go to any four-wheeler workshop or two-wheeler workshop, the things have changed now. Nobody has that kind of time to keep their vehicle for 3 to 4 days, unless it's a battery pack problem. Otherwise, small problems also now service centers are replacing things. They are not repairing. Repair term has just gone away now in the automotive industry. And moreover, the more the things have become electronified, if I may use that term, the repair thing has gone now. वो जमाना गया कि when you visited your dealership workshop, they used to repair and fit the part again. It's now all replacement. Most of the good service centers, they just go for replacements. It works for them in terms of money also. The repair part is gone, and I really wish no to the Ola doesn't give any access to the powertrains and all those things. So currently also the service guys, they provide you some software updates or anything related to software, they flash it, or their parts whichever it is to be replaced, they just replace it if they have if the part is available. So just wanted to add it because I have gone to Ola dealership and got my Ola service. So this is what they do. Repair to bhul jao bhai. The repair is gone.
But
So what
yeah, repair. Sorry, Sagar.
Yeah, Priyansh. What Dr. Saab is saying is absolutely true. Nowadays with the advent of more and more circuitry into all these parts of, even two wheelers and four wheelers, there is a clear directive from the companies that there is no option of repair, and usually, the more and more replacement, the more and more revenue for the company as well, from the insurance part as well as from the customer end. So he's very correct that there is right now no option of repairing things in the automotive scenario of India right now.
all
What
they have all they have is like they have just a second, Priyansh. So all they have is they got parameters. If the powertrain is working, they check the parameters, yes, it's right. So now it is all, I think, more and more, like more and more AI is coming and more and more these things come up. I don't think so there should be any problem regarding Nikhil, that there are a lot of Olas landing up at service centers. So these kind of images come up. I have not. I visited three or four Ola service centers in my areas. I have not seen much of vehicles stranded there. In Patiala, it's not like four or like 10 or 12 Olas are stranding there. Barely I see one or two ones.
It's the same in my area. I haven't seen at their center that much, but they're definitely coming images from some service center. So it might
Yeah,
be
there
regional.
may it may be
Yeah, yeah.
because Delhi or somewhere else they have been parked or something. पता नहीं, मतलब मेरा बाइक खराब होगा, मैं तो वापस लेने आऊंगा ना जल्दी, तो maybe. And but their service is really hit and miss. I've seen people who have been really, and especially related to the accident cases. It's been like long time of waiting. Yeah.
It's
So that's it
absolutely
about.
true. It's
So
absolutely true. I've got some insider news on the Chetak service center. One of the service center, I've got insider info because one of the main service manager works there. He is very well known to me, and he tells me that these all problems are becoming more evident from the dealer end. What these dealers are doing is either if the customer has not taken insurance from them, what they'll do is deliberately they will try to delay the repair work or the replacement work. And other thing is, I've got insider confirmed news that even the panels and the OBD ports are being destroyed to just claim it from the insurance part. And it's been an ongoing practice. So I think companies will suffer in the future looking at these malpractices of from the dealers end. But yeah, I've seen that there is a heap of vehicles being delayed and repaired after 1 month or so.
what you said, Sagar, is really relevant. I have a couple. I'll take a couple of minutes and explain my thoughts around this. Um, what I'm thinking is that yes, what you're saying, Saga, right now, and what there's malfunction that is a common practice across all dealership networks, and it is not fun for anyone, right? It is not fun for the customer. It is not like dealership is making pennies on the dollar, and they are like कि कुछ तो हो रहा है, right? But these practices will not last because customers will not accept it. Customers will reject it, and this is probably one of the reasons why like Bhavesh had to force himself and make it open, right? Anyone can become a mechanic. Now we discuss the mechanical parts and what you said, right? um, Parvez, about replacement and not repair, right? These guys can train themselves to replace parts. That itself is a slightly skill development. And you will also give an opportunity to dedicated companies to become service centers for these guys. Clearly, they can't handle the scale, right? Especially Ola, or yeah, or like whatever, right? Point is that there is space for new companies to come in. They have a set expectation that, boss, this is what I will make, and this is the job I have to do. When dealerships or existing service centers are getting into this business, they have that ice mindset, and it is going to take its own sweet time to change. It's very difficult to remold a person once they have been molded, right? So that is how I see it, that you open it up, people who are interested, you will start seeing small garages coming out which are specialty. You will start seeing people who will start doing battery cell replacements on their end. They will have stock. You need not always go to the OEM. For that to happen, the OEM has to let itself free. Like, they'll be like, yes, this is what we are doing. If you can figure it out how to do it, please do it for our customers. That is how I see the whole thing.
You know, especially for the powertrain part, regarding, as you said, cell replacement and all, I don't think that's feasible. I mean, yeah, it can be done, but our local guys are likely not going to do that. It would require a dedicated area and dedicated technical staff. There might be
That
some companies, like we have seen in West, there are companies that are specializing in EV repair, battery pack, and they are doing custom EVs also. So definitely, we have Northways and some other companies that convert ICE. So
exactly.
there will be companies like that which will dedicate to service any EV, right? They might make a custom battery pack also. It don't need to be necessarily the same one. They can do custom also. But the battery pack repair thing, I think people think that it is going to happen and it would be. So firstly, battery pack repair takes time. If companies do that. We have seen Tata, Tesla, and even others refurb the packs. But there's somewhat time issue in the refurbished pack, because if you are taking out a faulty module, if you're putting a brand new module, it won't be in the harmony with the voltage all other. So it might work for some time, but ultimately it is going to have issues also. So that's why companies prefer to just replace the packs instead of repair many times. It is better to just recycle them. Yes, you can take out the individual modules, correct module, and do a custom electric vehicle if you are, ICE, converting ICE, or maybe in the second life for the energy storage. These are going to be things, these faulty batteries or faulty modules are going to go into instead of the repair long term.
No. Oh, okay. I
Can I can I speak my problem?
just one sec. I am making one small point and then I'll shut up. Um,
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is that, see, uh, repair and replacement. The point even Parvez that made was that companies के पास जाएगा repair के लिए, कंपनी उसको रिपेयर करने का देखेगी, चाहे वो खुद करे, आज की तारीख में वो खुद करेगी, धीरे धीरे और स्किल डेवलपमेंट होगा लोगों का, लोग अपने आप स्टार्ट करना चालू कर देंगे, बिकॉज they will have access to the technical documents, they will understand what is happening. There are enough engineers in our country to figure that out, is what I'm trying to say. And you will see, I mean, I am optimistic in a way that, I mean, what I've seen in Norway also, right, in Bjorn's videos, where he has that guy who built a garage and then he sold it. He sold part of his ownership. I don't remember the name. If someone knows the name, they can mention him. But that is what I think you will start seeing boutique shops excelling in this. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it is 2 years away or 5 years away, but that is the future I think we are headed towards.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Priyansh, that yeah, this should be the ideal things that should be happening in this scenario of two-wheeler EVs and four-wheeler EVs. But that needs to be backed by a proper legislation. There are no laws right now in India which should be existing for these kind of things to take off first. And the second most important thing is, Indian customer is not that vocal for their own rights. I have seen that they will even get scared if the dealer says that, if you do this and that thing, your warranty will be void. There is a lot of lack of education among Indian buyers regarding their rights. The dealerships nowadays are just taking us for granted and making a example of a joke in the behind scenes, that these customers can be scaremongered, and they can be bullied directly or indirectly. So I think what Priyansh is saying should be happening in India right now, but the percentage of population of people who are willing to take up these things on their own is very, very, very less.
I think this will happen also. We will see companies, small companies doing these things which are expert in these, but it will definitely take time, and it definitely it will happen slowly. And regarding customer, I think customer just doesn't want to hassle. If dealer is saying this, okay, I don't want to hassle, I agree with you, do whatever you want. There's this mindset. I definitely agree on that. So we plan to do dealership discussion. I think we will do it. I just want to share some news regarding Tata Curvv EV. So Tata Curv's, as you know, the 50 kilowatt hour pack comes with the prismatic cells from Goshen. Live Mint reported that their 45 kilowatt hour pack will have cylindrical, as we said, but it will now have cylindrical from the company EVE instead of Goshen. So they are moving away from the Goshen cells that are currently in cylindrical cells that are currently being in use in Nexon and Punch and everything else. And from what I could know from my sources, that yes, Tata is planning to move away from cylindrical, and the if any new cylindrical uh, cell Tata EV is going to come, it is likely that it would come with the EV cells. So as we said, they stated 1.2C charging, so I think these cells enables that. And from what I know, these cells are even cheaper than the Goshen ones. We planned to do a report, but things kept getting delayed. The Tata is getting cells very cheap, I think. I mean, even the Goshen cylindrical ones, and these E ones are even cheaper. Yes, prismatic ones are slightly costly. I'm not sure by how much. I'm not able to get exact info on that. So yes, Tata has a lot of margin on the battery side to reduce prices. You will see updated Nexon with 45 kilowatt hour pack likely being shared with the Curvv. So updated cell, it should have updated charging as well from 1.2C. Uh, I think from starting that we might see some change regarding the powertrain in Tata vehicles for the current vehicles that are right now on sales. So maybe yes, so maybe Tata has internally accepted that yes, these ghost and cells and the BMS that causes them, because it is not just a hardware, it is a combination of software and hardware. In the EVs, the software in the Tata EVs, the BMS that is being used is from Goshen. I'm not sure what BMS is in the Curvv EV. They claim to have, I think, in-house, but I'm not sure if it is truly in-house or it is just white labeling or assembling from someone. I need to get more info on that. So yes, it is a combination of software and hardware that led to problems. Priyansh has had quite a lot of experience with that, many others also. So hopefully we will see that being solved with some software, and new EVs will finally be able to get rid of that. So that was regarding the cell update for Tata Curvv and the upcoming EVs. They will move to eventually everything to prismatic, but some product will remain on cylindrical, and this cylindrical might shift to Eve instead of the Goshen that are being used right now. Let's coming on to the dealership experience and all. I think there are some MG issues that are coming up also recently. Priyansh, can you explain what the issue is with MG, all these breather valve and stuff, what's going
Sure.
on?
So, okay, what I have observed in the community groups, okay, I have not verified any of this information by myself. Like, I mean, this is all someone said on a community group who people usually trust, right? Um, what is basically happening is that you have The MG cars from 19, the NMC ones and the LFP ones, including my car, which is the facelift car, right? These models from NMC till the facelift 2022, there is there is something that they are doing because of which they have to install a breather cap on the battery pack. Okay, um, Sagar, if you remember the reason,
What's that?
why are they installing the breather cap, or anyone
Yeah, are
else?
you asking me? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, see, so breather cap is a supplementary pack near the front portion of the battery where MG suspects that in the given Indian monsoon conditions and potholes and splashes of water, they have seen that there is some water ingress from that particular area. So what they have given is if you can see the breather cap, I have seen that it's like a side vent of a AC outdoor unit. It's a
mm,
small part where they have given angles to the plastic fiber body, and to avoid the ingress of water, they are trying to protect that particular corner of the battery pack.
correct. Now, what is happening is when the dealerships are installing this breather cap, they it is possible that they have installed it incorrectly in some vehicles. When they install it incorrectly in these vehicles, the IP rating of the battery pack goes for a toss because it then allows water to come inside the pack. So this is the problem that is being faced on in the MG cars in the models that I mentioned. Now what is happening is that the dealership is at fault here for if they do it, like if this happens, that it means that the dealership is at fault to install the breather cap. What the way dealership plays it is that you go for a breather cap installation, you come back within a week or so, there is problems in your car, and you go again to the dealership, you keep the car there, and then you go back home, right? The dealership then calls the customer and tells them, boss, we have found water traces in your battery pack, something along these lines, something very scary. The customer rushes to the dealership, the insurance agent is called, and the battery pack is supposed to be opened amongst the three people, like the presence of the three people, the customer, the insurance guy, and the dealership, right? And probably there is someone from the plant who will also come in, because again dealership will not have these kind of technicians to deal with it. They open the battery pack. Sometimes they see water, sometimes they don't see water. The reason that they give for not seeing water is इतना दिन हो गया अभी तो सूख गया रहेगा. That is legit. Someone has heard that, right? And that seems to be a problem. Now the the insurance agent will be like, if there is no water, they'll be like, sorry, not my problem, you figure this out. And there is no water, and insurance cannot be claimed for this. The dealership is then going to push it to the customer कि भैया ये वारंटी में नहीं आता है, आपके बैटरी पैक में पानी गया है, आपने कोई फ्लडेड वाटर से चलाया है, या गाड़ी का छींटा ज़्यादा उड़ा है, वट एवर रीज़न, किसी भी कारण से बैटरी पैक में पानी जा सकता है और आपके बैटरी पैक में गया है पानी. दैट इज़ वॉट द डीलरशिप टेल्स द कस्टमर, and then the customer is asked to pay a bill. Boss, this is the cost that it will take to replace the battery pack, or they'll do something else, and they'll be given a like a big bill, like multi-thousand dollars or multi-thousand rupees, 50,000 minimum. So that is what is happening with the customers, and customers are not, like, I mean, at least the two cases that I know of, they're not happy. And yeah, I mean, curious to hear what everyone thinks about this.
Yeah, yeah, very well explained, by Priyansh, that this thing is happening with regards to, water ingression in the battery pack. Fortunately, we have a similar person like, Priyansh, who is, very, very enthusiastic about EVs, and his name is Mehrab. He has many cars. He has a Nexon EV too, and he has MGZS EV as well in the EV space. And he recently had a problem, of this water ingression, and the insurance company as well as the MG dealership, they refuted his claims of water ingression. and unfortunately he did not have a battery protect add-on in the insurance. So I would like to request Mehrab to explain in detail what kind of hassles he faced in this current problem right now that his car is in the repair center.
Hi everyone. I hope you all can hear me.
Yeah.
Hello, Mehra.
Hi,
Welcome.
hi guys. What has happened is on 24th of last month, I got a call from a few people regarding their problems, similar problems with Tata also, some Kia EV6s also. And many of these people have bought cars from my suggestions, and they were complaining about this whole dealership scam about insurance. It seemed it first started off with MG in 2020, and during that time when I was recommending MG cars to people, my constant dialogue was car is brilliant, after sales service is okay, it's decent, but if there is anything, even minor a problem, they may try to fool you by saying there is so and so problem, like a rat bite problem or water into your battery pack, and we will have to claim your insurance. Now, what happened is in 2022, I just had a slight problem with my lower bumper. The dealership took me as one of the dealership advisors. They took me aside. They're like, "Sir, you don't have to do anything, but allow us to do your claim, and we will replace both the headlights, your front grille, bumper, everything, worth 1,60,000 in your insurance. Just allow us to use your insurance. Please, sir, तुम भी थोड़ा समझो because you are also from this field only." So I'm like, okay, chalo, do whatever you all want to do, but I don't like it. So they went ahead, they did it, and definitely they changed everything. And my suspicion was marked as sure because they started then doing all this with many other people. I've got many people who have false rat bite, this thing also claims by MG that your cables and all have been bitten by rats. And then they had to go and change the whole wiring harness. So anyhow, this 1.5 lakhs worth of work they're trying to get out, and then they earn 30 to 40% on all these parts. Now, similar to my case, um, I was driving through some muddy roads. It is dry mud. It is not like really, really wet or anything. And my wheel happened to fall into one of these sewer drainages of the municipality. This rainwater gutter system type drainages. And after that, when I came back home, I noticed some problems with my AC charging and all of that. And previous to that, also on my Geo charger, one of the Geo chargers, AC chargers, this problem had happened once or twice in the past. So I thought, chalo, I'll get all this work done. So they came, they took the car in towing to MG Vapi. And over there, soon as the car was put down, the guy, without seeing the car or anything, I'm showing him only the alloy wheel, the AC charging problem. I'm talking to him. He's like, "Sir, तुम्हारा 12 lakh का गाड़ी battery pack is gone. You will have to claim insurance and this and that." And I was very aggressive. I'm like, "No, this is your scam. I know about it, and I don't like you to touch my insurance, please." So he's saying, "No, sir. Sorry. If there is even little bit water inside, MG is not responsible, and it is better you claim your insurance only." He was hell bent on those things only. I had a little bit warranty work also. There's some paint bubbling on my rear door. I was trying to show him all of that. He was absolutely not bothered about any of those things. So that was the first red flag. Then after the next day, he asked me if he can put down the battery pack. I said no. I need somebody up higher up in MG to be present and the insurance surveyor to be present at the same time. Then after both these guys were present, up to about 2-3 days, they found there was no water in the battery pack at all. So the insurance sent me an email. We found no water, so we are only going to pass your alloy wheel and front bumper. At the same time, MG was like, "No, no, sir, we will try, we will try." They kept on pushing for insurance, even though I kept telling them no. They kept on coordinating with the insurance surveyor trying to prove something or the other. And they sent all these log datas, and they dumped 1,000 different files and datas to the guy. And I'm sure that guy's personality was such he didn't understand anything of that sort. Now, after that, after about 2 days of that, they suddenly send me a picture early in the morning of only the front tip portion of the battery pack where the orange color AC DC cables go inside. Only that area slightly wet. Rest of the whole car dry. And they're like, okay, now we have found water traces in this area of your part, and we will have to change this. It's known as the EDM module, and we'll have to change that. So again, for about a week or two, they kept on calling up and troubling the insurance people. We found water here. We found water here. The surveyor goes and checks. He said, sir, there is no water. We cannot see any water. Then they escalated to his some head. That head escalates it to some other head. And then one guy is like, we cannot see the emails. That guy. And they kept on playing this game with each other. Email games. And after that, there was no conclusion. Finally, I told them I'm fed up. You'll give me something in email, whatever it is, whether it is right or wrong, whether you feel insurance feels that they don't want to pass the claim, give it to me on email. So immediately the insurance people gave me that information. MG was hesitant to give me that information on email. Then finally I tried to contact some people higher up in MG, and finally my voice was heard after 2-3 more further days. And they looked into the matter and they were like, see, sir, you have not bought insurance from us. Still, we are going to try to help you. So it was as if they are doing some favor on me. I'm like, okay, what are you all going to do for me? So they said, don't worry, sir. You know, MG is a very customer friendly brand and everything. We will do something for you. So that something took them another week to decide what it was. So they are like, it is 1,86,000 plus labor plus GST. We will reduce 30% for you. So I said, no, I didn't know that this car was bought on some partnership basis. Then I am not agreeing to this. I will put a case on you people. Now, after all of this debate, they finally agreed to give it to me at 90,000 rupees, including labor and everything. And they have concluded that if you want to proceed for a court case, we don't mind, but we cannot go below 90,000 rupees. So I've told them to wait for a day or two till I decide. In the meantime, I've already sent them a notice. And after my notice was sent, there were some other 2-3 people who came to know about my story. And just next to this MG showroom is a Tata showroom. So there's a lady over there who comes sometimes to our charging station. She also had very, very similar incidents with her Nexon EV. They behaved in the same way, very, very same to me. And then slowly now another 30 people have gathered so far who are going through these problems. So I would say it is a little bit dangerous. There is in fact one person who has got MG Shield, the MG insurance, and they have also denied this battery claim because his explanation of the incident was not clear. So it is quite dangerous right now because there is no such law to protect us immediately. If you go via some court case or something, then yes, 6 to 7 months later, you may get some success. So at the moment, I'm contemplating whether to just pay the amount, get the car at least home, and then sue them. And we'll see then what happens. So it's a big game of dirty politics. They have understood the loopholes in the system and they are using it to the full extent possible. This is a very sad thing for all of us EV owners.
So what you are saying is that the dealership are just trying to put the blame on customer. Uh, don't they are not taking any responsibility whatsoever, and even the company higher officials are not being helped.
What is happening is, yes, apart from all of this, one of those heads of MG who is now an ex MG head, he explained to me what is going on. Since MG is more focused on the EV and EV sales, now Hector and all these other ICE vehicle sales are going down drastically. Their service center wherein these dealerships are earning some sort of revenue are not working well, because if you notice an EV, when it goes for service, it hardly generates a bill of 3,000, 5,000, maximum 6 to 7,000. If you go in for those useless services like that 3M thing and that AC disinfectant, which they try to make you, a fool in that also, then they earn something from that. But on an average, these dealerships aren't earning anything much like MG promised them, and they want to quit the dealerships with MG, and MG doesn't want that. So MG is also sitting silently, and these dealerships have told them to allow them to, with their experience, run the dealership, how they are used to running the dealership. He openly admitted, and she also, they were both higher ups in MG. They both admitted of this, them knowing about these wrong dealings with this thing.
So definitely dealerships are prone to the issue. It's in Tata also. Priyansh, you have some personal experience with that if you'd like to add here.
Yes, Tata to overall the product itself has many parts which are problematic, like your lock pin actuator and your BMS, thermal management system. All those parts and vendors which they have sourced these parts from are problematic from day one. So, and that they are not willing to change. They just, the vendor of that lock pin actuator is still the same, even for the new Nexon EV and everything. Punch, only the location has changed. Tata doesn't want to improve. That is the problem with Tata since day one. Whether you buy the ICE vehicle or the fuel vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, what I have to say, I have said enough, and everyone knows. Those who follow me actively on Twitter. So, yeah, I don't want to add anything new to that unless, there. I mean, I don't have anything new to update. So, yeah, I mean,
I want to express
outside of
my
the
experience.
fact that I have, like, yeah, nothing, no new update. Sorry.
Okay,
So
Priyansh.
I just
the only thing all of us can now concentrate on, or maybe help each other form some group or something somehow, is slowly. What they have realized is in our Indian climatic conditions, most of these manufacturers are sooner or later going to update your enclosure of your battery packs to allow excess humidity and all to escape. All electronics have some humidity threshold, a maximum limit, if you may say, up to 90-95% operating temperatures and humidity. So what is happening is it is forming these tiny droplets and moisture, this thing inside the battery pack. And what is happening is when they test this battery pack and everything with IP67, IP69 rating, during that time, these updates to that enclosure are not tested again. So these new breather caps and all that they have installed have not been tested if it conforms to those ratings. So even a little water or a little flow of water from the side. Now in MG, our 19, 20, 21, 22 models, I have noticed a particular trend. Any sort of low flowing water from the left hand side, because of any oncoming traffic or going traffic, immediately the car stops and fails, and water ingresses into the battery pack.
And that is where the position of the breather cap is. It's towards the leftish side of the car of the battery pack.
Yes, because even before I got my MG car, one of our common group people in Hyderabad, he's a doctor. I forget his name at the moment. His brother, on my recommendation, bought a brand new, at that time, white color MG ZSEV in Hyderabad. And if you'll remember, there were some floods during that time over there. So,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
unfortunately, he wanted to take the car because it was some auspicious day. So, with his that red color number plate, he just wanted to go home for a few seconds and come back. When that flash flood had just started to roll out, the water was only up to his, just up to the tire level, about to start on the alloy wheel, only that much. and the car had hardly done some 120 kilometers or something from the showroom and all that. And some bus or something must have passed by. It splashed a little water, and after a few seconds, the whole car stopped.
Was this before the installation of breather cap or post that?
See, before that, they had another type of breather cap. This update has, what do you say, changed the breather cap design a little bit. If you would like, I can expand on that also later on. So what I'm trying to say is, this original old breather cap thing has been a problem since the beginning also. And I've always said to whoever I've tried to sell the MG ZSEV that be careful. Unlike our Tata cars and all, this car is a little bit delicate. It's on your good luck also. Some you may even drive there. I know people who have taken the ZSEV up in the mountains and forests also, and nothing has happened. I myself have driven the car for 3 years, 60,000 kilometers through varied terrain and weather conditions. No problem. And this time, the best part is there was actually no water or anything. Even where I stay over here, there is no water flooding on the roads, no puddles, nothing. Still, they found all this water. Is very surprising.
So, but actually, we are very proud that MG ZSEV is a global product and more sold in European markets as well as Australia and New Zealand. But some things in India, even after being a global product, they need to Indianize
Yes,
certain
and good
components.
you brought up this topic because if you notice any sort of complaints in globally, you will not find what we are going through over here in respect to this water damage that's happening.
Yeah, that is what I'm telling. India has its own problems, of roads and potholes and the water splashing. I know the drainage is very good in most of the developed European countries, but India has got its own set of problems with regards to EV battery packs and water ingression. That is absolutely true.
Yeah. MG sells quite a lot of good in Europe with their MG5 van is very
The
popular.
only problem
Like
is
our
the dealerships is ruining it. The dealership people are ruining the whole because of their greed, because of their way of obviously they also have to run the showroom, pay the staff salaries, the fancy coffee machine and the fancy bathrooms. All that has to be paid for somehow. And they're
And
just
this
not.
dealership
yes,
experience, Mehrab, is
Yes,
is not restricted just to Tata or MG. These things are happening pan across the all the OEMs. I've
yes,
today I've got complaints of even Tata ICE cars that
yes,
the service center guys are intentionally breaking the parts and they are
yes.
trying to claim it in the
You
insurance.
said the absolute correct thing because it has happened to me a year or so back also. They are intentionally breaking the thing and they're so happy. They're like, we will do your insurance, don't worry.
No, they are behaving like goons. They are
Yes,
trying to rake up issues which are not there in the car.
yes.
So this
100%.
yeah, looking at the broader perspective, the brands will get heavily hampered, because of these practices of the
In fact,
dealerships.
when I first then approached my fellow who had come for the survey, before I could even start, he was so frustrated. He's like, "ये sir, ये sorry, ये MG लोगों का बहुत नाटक है." That was his first dialogue. ये MG लोगों का बहुत नाटक है. मैं तो पास ही नहीं करने वाला हूँ. It was his that thing only. He had made up his mind only कि मैं तो ये होने ही नहीं देने वाला हूँ.
Yeah, because he's an insider, he knows what practices
Yeah.
these
He
dealerships are
said
doing and
directly. He said
how
उन लोग
it.
का बहुत नाटक हो गया. He said it directly. इन लोग का बहुत नाटक हो गया.
But Mehrab, I have seen good
wow.
dealerships also which do not do these things. So it's a very localized problem. I would say it's not a brand problem or a particular city problem.
So
It's a very
I
subjective
went
matter.
I went to MG Prabha Devi. That is where they had done my this bumper thing. They took me to the side and they said we'll do this thing for you. Then once for something other rear bumper thing, Jogeshwari MG, they did the same thing. This time this Vapi fellow, he did the same thing. Right now, after my problem, I've got another 34 people who have faced similar things. Some are in Chennai, some are here. They're all over nationwide. They are reporting the same dialogues. It's as if they are trained to do this.
So,
Now, one of the guys who was working in MG as the main head for EVs, he's now shifted to Kia. He happens to be my partner's neighbor only in Mumbai. and he gave me all the inside stories about how these dealerships are running on just some vapor right now. They're just burning through their stores of cash and everything, and they are actually giving incentives to these management people if they can, do use these
Increase the revenue
special
by these means.
management techniques to capture some sort of funds from these customers anyhow.
Not the customers, but even the insurance companies. You know,
Insurance
insurance.
companies also. So I've got it in fact on email. He's supposed to be some DRM or something. Very clearly is written, since you have not bought MG insurance, so we are restricted to help you. So I asked
No,
him, are you?
Mera, Mab,
Yeah.
if you can
That is
send
the
me that
smoking
mail,
gun.
I can sue them. You know, right at this moment because they
Yes,
are
I
very
have that
very
email.
clear, very
I
clear,
have
clear
that email.
guidelines.
I'll send it
Merab,
to
that
you.
is the smoking gun. Just keep it and use
Yes.
it strongly against them.
I can sue it. I can sue them tomorrow morning. That's a very very big evidence.
I've got so much, in fact, evidence. Now the best part is, then this guy who I was talking about, who was an MG, he's like, sir, I'll tell you something. Only ICICI Lombard and some other companies, I think HDFC or one of them, but he said ICICI Lombard was the first and the only people who are actually giving proper EV, package and everything, and they are the ones who will cover your battery properly because they have understood before ICICI and all got involved. There were many cases which had gone to court. The customer, the insurance company, MG, Tata, Kia, all were involved in all of this. There have been cases actually happening. And I think recently one of those people have even sent me those, final, what are they called? Those judicial papers or whatever. Judgment copies.
No, but I have
And
seen, Meb, that in general in our society, I've seen we as a buyers are becoming too much timid. I would say very very
yes,
frankly and honestly, we are
yes,
we are
yes,
we are in a by default feared state of mind. When we deal with these dealership peoples or service people, because
yes,
if we continue being this kind of a society,
yes.
we will be eaten by these big players and big dealerships. So
The
we need
only
to stand up for,
yes,
for our rights. I've seen in the society this happening.
the only way we can only get this, down their throats properly is if we can collectively, all these people who have suffered these similar things, maybe their problems have now got solved. But if they can join in and together we file some case or something, then only it is going to be brought to light.
No,
Otherwise, what is going to
even
happen is,
Nikhil, I would request Nikhil to maybe buy a post of TCI, that maybe if we can bring up such people who have been suffering with these dealerships and insurance. I
yeah,
would definitely be ready to file a PIL in Supreme Court regarding these malpractices by the dealerships.
100%, 100%. And the best part is, I'm
I
not
think
even some standard customer for MG. I didn't bring it up with them initially, but I myself have sold over 76 cars directly for them, ZSEV, through my different channels and everything. And via my YouTube videos and other recommendations, so that's above 100. In fact, way back in 2019-20, we were the first people to start this Nexon EV to MG exchange program because of all of us suffering with the Nexon EV
Yeah,
cars.
exactly, Mehrab. Yeah, that is what. Do we have any Mehrab is anybody having such an experience right now who are listening on this space, that if we can have a glimpse of what your problems were.
I having a problem in charging issue. Nexon. Uh,
can you state your name, please?
my state is Chhattisgarh. I travel from.
Your name.
My name is
I can't see your name.
Santosh Saturday. Santosh Saturday.
Okay, which EV?
Nexon EV.
Okay,
Nexon EV.
yeah, please.
Using. I travel Raipur to Jagdalpur. Somewhere there s- glitches find there. When I go to the charging station, their charging is not happening. Up to the Jagdalpur, there Tata Power is there, but charging problem persists there also. Then ultimately I have to tow vehicle from Jagdalpur to Raipur again. But then 3 days they kept surveillance. They find that mud is there in insulator problem. How can the mud can snag the charging problem? I don't think so.
So
Is
it's in the charging port, the mud, or
Same problem with me. Mud. They said the same thing. Mud with me
yeah,
also.
they kept flushing. 3 days, 3 days they kept. Then they sorted out the problem.
so this
Wha-
seems to be a classic case of modus operandi that these dealerships are operating with this formula of blaming it on the mud and then maybe water ingression in the battery pack. Am I right in
Yeah,
gauging the
they
problem?
found a loophole. They found a loophole with this. Yes.
The charging is not happening. Charging there is charging
Yeah, the
problem.
same case happened with Mehrab also. His AC charging was not working.
What is the solution right now?
So,
Is that we have then the anxiety problem, range anxiety problem, where there is no go out of our city and find that no one is there. The standard there. Tata, like, we finding that this the primary my vehicle right now. Then again we have to go to IC. It is not possible, right?
Santosh sir, you can DM me with your case. I will get on it. With Tata. I
Okay,
will
sir.
escalate. I will escalate it to the best I can
Okay,
because
okay.
this seems to be a solvable problem from the dealership.
Yeah, let me know also. I will try with my Tata contacts also.
I travel. I modify that vehicle for adaptive vehicle from Raipur to Jaipur. There is no problem there. One problem I faced in Bundi, Kota and Jaipur between. There in Bharat Petroleum Servotech, the gun is not open up. They locked up there. Then manually they have to uh, repair remove that. But that
with the locked-in actuator,
yeah,
yes.
that problem only that problem face another in my 2500 generate. But this if this problem is EV, then I have to think 2 times before going outside the range of.
संतोष सर आप हिंदी में भी बता सकते हो अगर आप अच्छे से एक्सप्रेस कर पाओगे तो काफी बेहतर होगा सबके लिए.
That's the Servotech hardware issue regarding this some XPC or BPC or whatever. They had to limit charging to 95% something, right?
नो सर that is that
मेरा
they वो जो गन था गन निकल नहीं रहा था चार्ज होने के बाद में.
अच्छा
गन लॉक हो गया था वहाँ
हाँ, ये बारिश में स्पेशली लॉक्ड-इन एक्चुएटर का प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं. मेरे भी चार्जिंग स्टेशन पे भी होता है वेरी
पे.
रेगुलरली.
मैं गया
टाटा नेक्सॉन
मैं
ऑल्सो.
मार्च में गया था.
ओके, पर ये है लॉक्ड इन एक्चुएटर का बहुत मैसिव प्रॉब्लम है. उसका जो वेंडर है लॉक्ड इन एक्चुएटर का, ही आल्सो नोज मी वेरी वेल,
हम्म,
and they have specially ordered a particular grade of quality to fall in their price bracket.
हम्म,
And there is a problem with all the locked-in actuators of Tata vehicles, especially the Nexon ones.
Yeah, even with Nexon, for my one of my very close friend, he has the same problem. Right now, it's still not solved, and yeah, I think it's solved, but yeah, he's still having the same actuators.
नहीं, वो आएगा. वो बार बार ये लॉक्ड इन एक्चुएटर तो एक ऐसे ही समझो फिक्स प्रॉब्लम है. मैंने आनंद कुलकर्णी के साथ भी बात किया, उसको पूरा धोया भी बरोबर, फिर भी वो नहीं समझ रहा है. ही इज अ वेरी स्टबर्न टाइप ऑफ फेलो. He doesn't want to listen. They should have actually ideally done a recall for this. It's a totally hopeless lock-in actuator.
Yeah,
They
even
can
the
do a
recall
recall
laws,
about a lot of things.
even the recall laws in India are not that strong, compared to the
मड का
Western and the European
yeah.
मड का
countries.
प्रॉब्लम क्यों आना चाहिए सर. लेकिन चार्जिंग चार्जिंग जो अपन गन लगाते हैं वहाँ पे मड का
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम आ गया था.
यस यस
वो
करेक्ट.
मड के कारण.
वहाँ पे बहुत मड. यस करेक्ट. और उन लोग ने बीच में कुछ अपडेट भी डाला था, बट वो अपडेट भी टोटली यूजलेस था. एक डब्बा जैसा रखा था,
हम्म,
डब्बा के अंदर एक पिन डाला था सो दैट यू कैन मैन्युअली एक्चुएट इट. लेकिन वो डब्बा के अंदर भी अभी भी वो चिपकल जाता है, भर जाता है अंदर.
हाँ, तो उसमें उसके कारण चार्जिंग नहीं हो रहा था.
हाँ, तो आपको आपका गाड़ी में हमेशा एक WD-40 का कैन विथ फाइन नोजल एंड कपड़ा।
हाँ
और मेरे भी चार्जिंग स्टेशन पे लोग आते हैं 2-3 बजे रात को भी, तो मुझे भी बाहर जाना पड़ता है, वो किचल कादम में हाथ डालना पड़ता है। सो मैं क्या करता हूँ, मेरे कंपाउंड में मेरे थोड़ा प्रेशर वॉशर डाला है, वहाँ पे मैं प्रेशर वाटर के साथ थोड़ा मार देता हूँ पानी, फिर हल्का सा WD-40 और कपड़ा मार देता हूँ, तो वो चालू हो जाता है।
वो वही वही प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व होने में उनको 3 दिन लग गए थे। वो पूरा इंसुलेटर वगैरह
हाँ
पूरा फ्लशिंग किए, फ्लशिंग करने के बाद निकाले, कोई उनको प्रॉब्लम समझ में नहीं आया। फिर बाद में पता चला कि वहाँ पे जो चार्जिंग वाला जो इंसुलेटर है उसमें मड आ गया था, उसके कारण चार्ज हो गया।
हाँ बस। और ये नेक्सॉन ईवी हमारा ग्रुप भी है, तो वहाँ पे डेली अभी एक दूसरा भी बंदा है वहाँ पे करण करके, उसका तो 14 लॉक पिन एक्चुएटर्स चेंज किया है अभी तक।
जी।
Oh my God.
सो जस्ट
फिर मेरे
वांटेड टू नो,
अभी थोड़े दिन पे
क्या
हाँ
ये नेक्सॉन 3.0 में भी आ रही है प्रॉब्लम?
यस यस, ये सब
ओके,
सब नेक्सॉन्स में इट इज लिटिल लेस इन द 3.0 बट है,
राइट राइट।
इट इज लेस बट है।
इसका परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन क्या हो सकता है?
इसका परमानेंट सोल्यूशन है, बाई चांस आप थोड़े भी किधर किच्चल कादव में गए हो, तुरंत वहां पे अंडर बॉडी वॉश करा लो, वो अपना सॉरी व्हील वेल एरिया,
हम्म
बैटरी एरिया
हम्म
नहीं, व्हील वेल एरिया एटलीस्ट वॉश कर लो
हम्म
बरोबर।
हम्म
नहीं तो वो क्या होता है, वो किच्चल जमा होता है ना वहां पे, फिर वो अंदर मोटर में घुस जाता है, वो मोटर ओवर हीट होके खराब हो जाता है।
हम्म। अपलोडेड हुआ था एक जगह पे, तो उसी कारण हुआ है। बाकी तो रोड पे ठीक था, बाकी रोड में तो कहीं का ये नहीं था। कुछ पॉइंट, कुछ सर्टन पॉइंट पे हुआ था, वो कीचड़ था वहां पे।
और एक और चीज आप लोग को नोटिस करना पड़ेगा, कोई कोई चार्जिंग स्टेशन का जो गन का केबल है वो थोड़ा हैवी रहता है, तो हैवीनेस के वजह से गन इज स्लाइटली टिल्टेड अपवर्ड्स,
हम्म,
तो उसमें क्या होता है, वो लॉक पिन बरोबर अंदर जा नहीं पाता है, तो वो बार बार इट इज ट्राइंग टू एक्चुएट, तो उसमें भी वो मोटर गर्म हो
दिस
जाता है।
हैपेंस इन मेहराब, ये होता है आपके टाटा के टेलस पावर के चार्जर्स में, जो कि 30 किलोवाट के
ये
हैं। इनमें ये स्पेसिफिक
ये
प्रॉब्लम है, मैंने ये कम से कम 8 से 10 चार्जर्स में देखा है। एंड वन वेरी फाइन
ये
जेंटलमैन ऑफ द स्टेशन चार्जिंग स्टेशन ओनर, सीपीओ, वो जो था हमारा, तो उन्होंने ये बताया कि ये सर्वोटेक सॉरी टेलस पावर के जो 30 किलोवाट के सिस्टम्स है, इसी में ये प्रॉब्लम है। एंड ही
हाँ
शोड मी द ट्रिक टू ऑलवेज होल्ड इट अप अ बिट बिफोर चार्जिंग, स्टार्टिंग द
ये
चार्ज।
यस, तो ऑलवेज होल्ड द गन लिटिल बिट अपवर्ड्स, फिर आप स्टार्ट कीजिए चार्जिंग टिल यू कैन फील, आपको एक्चुअली वो गन में वो वाइब्रेशन
नहीं,
आएगा
लॉक
कि
होता है,
लॉक
वो
हो
लॉक
गया है।
होता है, पोर्ट पोर्ट में लॉक होता है, जैसे ही लॉक हो
यस,
जाए छोड़ देना।
बस, और फिर आप छोड़ सकते हो। यस,
दिस इज अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट।
करेक्ट।
I
या ये वेरी गुड
these
पॉइंट।
fine things, these cables and charging things, they would be a hinder to EV adoption because a common person who is not a EV enthusiast is not going to deal with this for long.
एग्जैक्टली exactly. तो अगर आप लोग, मैं सब लोग को वही समझाता हूँ कि अगर आप लोग व्हाट यू से, इफ कन्वीनियंस कन्वीनियंस चाहिए, तो प्लीज गो इन फॉर अ हायर क्वालिटी ईवी वंस एंड फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए। अगर आपके पास बजट रिस्ट्रेंट्स है एंड यू आर गोइंग इन फॉर टाटा व्हीकल्स, देन कन्वीनियंस बहुत बड़ा मार खा जाता है, बिकॉज दीज टाटा व्हीकल्स नीड यू टू बी अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ हैंड्स ऑन गाय। आपको थोड़ा बहुत वो ऑक्सिलरी केबल निकालो, रीसेट करो, हैंड ब्रेक नीचे करके गाड़ी को आगे पीछे धक्का मार के वापस हैंड ब्रेक खींचो तो ही वो लॉक होगा। ऐसा बहुत सारे चीज है विच इज नॉट गुड
Very
फॉर ओल्ड ओल्ड पीपल एंड फीमेल्स। अगर आप आपका डॉटर वॉटर किसी को भेजते हो ये गाड़ी में रात को, इज वेरी
एंड
डेंजरस।
इवन आई हैव सीन इन कर्व, मेहराब, अभी हमने जैसे मतलब एक
हाँ
2 of my very close friends have already taken the delivery of Curvv, 55 long range.
Sagar, we will move to
Okay,
Karan,
okay,
but
I'm
I
sorry.
want to ask Parveen
All right, I'll hold
if
on.
he has any experience regarding Hyundai dealership, if he has seen anything in the Hyundai dealership, anything such happening.
Yes. Now, Hyundai dealership with the Ioniq 5 cars, or would you like the Kona report? Which one would you like?
Uh, Parvez, do you have anything? Mehrab, then you can tell about everything that you
Yes. Yes, yes,
know.
So
sure.
yeah,
Parvez
yeah.
owns Kona EV,
So
so
so first things first. So पहले तो we have to understand this dealership and all those things. So हर state में there is a kind of monopoly with certain kind of dealerships. क्योंकि ये बड़ी बड़ी firms होते हैं with the big bank limits, because गाड़ियां ऐसे तो खरीदी नहीं जाती। तो So the experience of dealership from a particular city may vary. The big firms, they tend to keep on their quality, whether it's in service, whether it's in car sales, or other related issues. So I happen to go to Joshi Hyundai, which is a very big, Joshi group is a very big group in Chandigarh region. So they have Mercedes, they have Audis, so they are into all kind of OEMs. So my experience has been quite good so far with the Kona and the Hyundai dealership. I have got my 15 ampere charger replaced under warranty. Uh, so the Kona's uh, charger with the 15 ampere one portable one is around about 1 lakh rupees, which I got the bill. It was done under warranty. So my experience has been good till now.
That 3 kilowatt charges 1 lakh?
Yeah, it is 1 lakh. So what happened was, so I will tell you a background. So I will, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा जिससे ज्यादा लोगों को मतलब मालूम पड़े.
No
जी
problem.
जी,
हाँ,
बोलिए
उसमें
बोलिए,
ज्यादा
हाँ.
लोगों को मतलब मेरे को लगता है वो ज्यादा रीच हो जाता है तो अच्छा हो जाता है. या
बेटर बेटर,
सो
हाँ,
मैं
बोलिए
रात को
बोलिए.
आया, मैंने गाड़ी चार्जिंग पे लगाई पोर्टेबल चार्जर से, एंड मतलब कोई कनेक्टेड कार फीचर तो है नहीं कोना में. तो मॉर्निंग में जब मैं उठा तो मैंने देखा मेरी गाड़ी तो 76% तक ही चार्ज है. मुझे लगा कि शायद रात को लाइट चली गई होगी, तो या अभी भी लाइट गई हुई है, सो मे बी उस करके है. सो जस्ट चेकड इट, सो इट वाज नॉट वर्किंग. सो आई वेंट टू द डीलरशिप एंड उनको बताया कि भाई ये ऐसे से प्रॉब्लम है. सो पहले तो just I had talked to the service guy, so he told me that you can come over, we can check it. So once the confirmation was done that the charger is not working, so they had no idea कि ये किस में कवर होता है, ये वारंटी में कवर होता भी है कि नहीं होता, ये एसेसरी का पार्ट है क्या है, पहले से उनको आइडिया ही नहीं था. सो उसके बाद 2-3 दिन के बाद अगेन आई विजिटेड देम. तो उनको एक वीडियो बनाना था कि भाई ये चल नहीं रहा है. सो जो उनका मेन सर्विस का हेड था वो स्टार्टेड मतलब उनका मतलब कई बारी वो कि मैं पहले मारुति की कार यूज़ कर रहा था, वहाँ पे इतना प्रोटोकॉल नहीं है कि पहले आपको नीचे वाला सर्विस गाय आएगा, फिर सीनियर आएगा, तो पहले नीचे वाला आया, फिर उसको बड़े वाला आया, फिर सबसे बड़े वाला आया कि सर वी वांट टू टॉक टू यू. तो वो टेबल पे बैठ गए. So I was having my deja vu things like I am a doctor and so वो पेशेंट और डॉक्टर वाला काम शुरू हो गया. तो they told me that कि we have no idea कि ये किसमें कवर होता है, तो हम आपको 2-3 दिन के बाद अपडेट देंगे. हमने 2 बार ईमेल करा है हुंडई को, हमसे अभी तक कोई अपडेट नहीं आया. सो आई जस्ट टोल्ड देम कि भाई मुझे आप बता दो कि ये कवर वारंटी में कवर होता है नहीं होता. अप टिल देन आई गॉट अ डॉक्यूमेंट विच वाज एक्सटेंडेड वारंटी का डॉक्यूमेंट है, जिसमें उन्होंने क्लियरली मेंशन करा हुआ है कि एक्सटेंडेड वारंटी में ये कवर नहीं होता. तो अपनी वाली गाड़ी तो भी वारंटी में ही है 3 years की जो इनकी अनलिमिटेड होती है. सो सो दे हैड नो आइडिया, तो मेल कर दी. तो जाते हुए मैंने उनको बोला कि भाई ऐसा है कि वी आर नॉट कवरिंग इट अंडर वारंटी, काइंडली जस्ट ईमेल मी ऑफिशियली सो दैट आई कैन डू, मतलब उसके बाद मैं जानूँ और मेरा काम जाने. कि क्योंकि 1.5 साल ही हुआ है गाड़ी को. सो इवेंचुअली फिर 3-4 दिन के बाद दे रैंग मी अप एंड दे टोल्ड मी दैट वी हैव कवर्ड इट अंडर वारंटी. एंड जब मुझे उसका बिल मिला तो 1 लाख का है. तो आई वाज टेलिंग देम कि भाई मुझे अगर आप वारंटी में नहीं भी कवर करोगे तो आई विल जस्ट सी व्हाट टू डू. बट अगर मुझे खरीदना भी पड़ा तो मैं नहीं खरीदने वाला अभी, क्योंकि क्रेटा इलेक्ट्रिक आपकी आएगी, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि क्रेटा इलेक्ट्रिक का 1 लाख का होगा. सो उस टाइम पे द कॉस्ट कॉस्ट वुड बी लेस. सो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस अभी तक डीलरशिप का ठीक रहा है, कोई ऐसा नहीं है. बट मुझे हमेशा ही लगता है कि डीलरशिप का जो एक्सपीरियंस है, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द विच फर्म, उस ब्रांड ने किस फर्म को डीलरशिप सौंपा हुआ है, उस पे बहुत बड़ा इट्स अ वेरी बिग कैचमेंट. लाइक इन पंजाब which I see the big firms which have got the OEM dealerships, they tend to perform fine. अदरवाइज कहीं कहीं पे प्रॉब्लम आती है जो लो स्ट्रिंग या जिनकी सेल्स नहीं हो रही, मे बी आई एम नॉट श्योर. बट वो इंश्योरेंस वाला स्कैम तो वो सबका ही है. वो तो आप जो आपने भी हाईलाइट किया, इट इज अ पैंडेमिक नाउ एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ टाइम, सो दे जस्ट टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट. एक तरफ ही बंदे के पास गाड़ी नहीं होती, ईएमआई भी जा रही होती है, सो इट हर्ट्स रियली.
Okay.
For this,
There are
आप लोग
just
सबके
if I
लिए,
talk about this.
especially
Yeah.
for this problem, especially for this adapter problem, I have become a sort of co-founder with Wafadar Chargers. और हम लोग एक IP68 एल्यूमिनियम स्पेसक्राफ्ट डिजाइन वाला पोर्टेबल 10 किलोवाट एसी चार्जर बना रहे हैं. इट्स रेडी नाउ फॉर डिलीवरी. अगर किसी को भी चाहिए, इट इज ओनली फॉर 25,000. इट इज पोर्टेबल 10 किलोवाट्स. आप पूरा रेंज रोवर चला सकते हो चार्जर के ऊपर. पूरा बारिश में चार्ज करो, टब ऑफ वाटर में भी डाल के हमने चार्ज किया है गाड़ी को. इट इज वेरी रोबस्ट, फुल मेड इन इंडिया.
Can you change the ampere in that? Right.
यस, आप एम्पियर चेंज कर सकते हो ऑल द वे फ्रॉम 3 to 10.
इसका वीडियो भेज,
And it is 240.
प्रोडक्ट का वीडियो, प्रोडक्ट
यस,
का
आई
वीडियो भेज दीजिए.
यस यस. ये प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि आई एम फर्स्ट टाइम न्यू ऑन दिस टाइप ऑफ टॉकिंग. मैं एक्चुअली फर्स्ट टाइम इवन इस पे आया हूँ, एक्स पे. तो आई डोंट नो हाउ टू शेयर इट. आप लोग अगर कोई
We can
ग्रुप्स
do
पे
the
हो
sharing
तो
in
आई
the
विल
We'll
शेयर
group.
we'll
इट.
guide you, map.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
इसका रेंज
ओके,
कितना है?
ऑल राइट.
बट इसका
Okay. I think we can move to now the next topic about Curve. So Sagar, your couple of friends have taken deliveries and you might have driven it also.
सर इसका
So how was your
चार्जिंग
experience?
कितना कितना रेंज का चार्ज रहेगा, कितना कितना किलोवाट का रहेगा वो?
वो ऑल द वे फ्रॉम 3 किलोवाट्स टू 10 किलोवाट्स अडेप्टेबल है. आप चेंज कर सकते हो. 3 किलोवाट, 7 किलोवाट्स, 9 किलोवाट्स ऐसे.
रेंज का तो एग्जैक्ट रहेगा ही इसमें भी.
हाँ, रेंज मतलब यू मीन द प्राइसिंग.
नहीं, रेंज रेंज 3 किलोवाट टू 10 किलोवाट बोल रहे हैं ना, तो 10 किलोवाट.
हाँ, 3, 7 और 10 ऐसा आप चेंज कर सकते हो. 3, 7 और 10.
हाँ, तो 10 के हिसाब से तो मतलब इंटू 3 मतलब 30 किलोमीटर का रेंज है.
हाँ सॉरी, हाँ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, जरा बीच में ब्रेक हो रहा
He's asking about the range that you will get. So it will depend on what your car is
हाँ.
taking.
है. हाँ हाँ हाँ.
3 kilowatt will add you about 3 kilowatt hour, 2.5 kilowatt hour something. So that's like
अच्छा अच्छा.
maybe
आपका कौन सा
15 20
गाड़ी है? कौन सा गाड़ी है आपका?
नेक्सॉन ईवी.
नेक्सॉन ईवी. तो नेक्सॉन ईवी कौन सा साल का
ये
है?
2023 का है, दिसंबर वाला.
ओके, तो शायद आपके अंदर वो 7 किलोवाट ऑन बोर्ड चार्जर
हाँ
है.
हाँ.
तो इट विल टेक
right.
अ मैक्सिमम ऑफ 6.6 किलोवाट्स फॉर चार्जिंग.
हम्म.
तो 0 to 100 आपका शायद आई थिंक अबाउट 5 to 6 आवर्स में होना चाहिए. 6 घंटे में 0 to 100.
नहीं सर, वो जैसे अपन उसको बैटरी को एक्स्ट्रा एडिशनल ले गए, मतलब जो
हाँ
कहीं
हाँ
पे चार्जर नहीं मिला तो अपने को उस पॉइंट पे लगाने के लिए, तो उसका वो
हाँ
गाड़ी
हाँ.
में चार्जिंग कितना होगा, मतलब मतलब पावर बैंक के रूप में इस्तेमाल होगा इसका?
नहीं नहीं, इट्स नॉट अ पावर बैंक. ये आपका जो अभी वो Hyundai वाला अडेप्टर था ना चार्जर, जो उड़ गया था आपका 1 लाख
हाँ
का.
हाँ.
दिस इज लाइक दैट. दिस इज लाइक दैट, लेकिन ये और रोबस्ट है और इट इज अडेप्टेबल.
यानी वो चार.
It is a charger, not a
It
power
is
bank.
it's a
It's
charger. It's a
हाँ.
just
charger. संतोष जी
connecting.
ये एक
Yeah,
चार्जर है
you
जो
you
कि
need a you
आपका
need a charging
मैं
point.
यस
मैं
यस
कंफ्यूज हो गया
Yeah.
था, मैं सोच रहा था उसको पावर बैंक है करके.
नहीं
No,
नहीं
no, no.
नहीं.
It's not a
हाँ.
power bank. No, no, no. Okay. So let's move to Curvv EV, I think. Sagar, you take over the experience with your friends and all.
Yeah, so yeah, 2 days back, we had a delivery for one of my very, very close friend, and I suggested him to, take the 55 kilowatt variant because he wanted the curve only for the design, and I originally, suggested him MGZS EV, but he went for the design, and first of all, I would like to start with the process. To be very honest, the dealers had some issue, and it's an insider news that Tata had some very big software issue, which for which they stopped all the new dispatches to the dealer till 22nd or 23rd of the August. And
I would like to add here. Yeah. So they had to do a BMS update,
correct.
but that's done at the factory level.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a critical update of BMS before the dispatches start to the dealers and the cars get on road for the customers. So till 23rd, the things were not very clear because the dealer promised us, the delivery date before 23rd only. But because of this QC issues of software, they had to stop the deliveries. And even the cars delivered to the dealer stockyard, had to be updated first, and then they had to be delivered. So this was one of the major issues from Tata. But they did take care of that internally, and still the testing is going on that software to be very very sure that the negative reviews do not come on road from the customers. Regarding the car, see, the car drives very beautifully on road. I've driven it for 70 to 80 kilometers continuously, and it's a bigger brother of Nexon, nothing else. The car has the fit and finish has improved definitely from the Sanand facilities. From what I've seen, is the production quality has gone up with regards to the EV specific production in Sanand, Gujarat. And with regards to the first issue, I would like to point out in Curve, is the driver seat for the tall passengers. The passengers who have broad shoulders, or maybe the height is more than 6 feet. The back support of the seat of the driver. It's very small in height. So if for a heighted customer, the seat only comes up till the end of scapula. To be very in simple terms, how would I explain, is just 60% of the back for a heighted customer. So it's very,
Shoulder pain.
sorry.
People are tall passengers are going to have shoulder
Yeah, they,
pain.
they are actually right now. Yeah, today morning I had a word with my friend, and he's already having shoulder pain because of no support in the driver's seat till the shoulders, and he has already ordered back support for the car, which will extend the support of the seat till the shoulder line. And this is one of the major issues. The second issues, as we have already seen, the storage spaces are very poor for a car costing 23 lakhs. Even the driver's seat does not have a bottle space which can hold a 1 liter bottle. So that's a very very poor thing from Tata. With regards to the range, I have seen in my 80 kilometers drive experience, the range seems to be very stable for the 55 kilowatt prismatic cell variant. I am dead sure that Tata Curvv will be a sleeper hit, the 55 kilowatt variant, and people should go for the 55 kilowatt variant, because the range seems to be very stable from what all the calculations I've been having in my mind while driving, because I am driving an MGZS EV, and I know the minute details of how much range it can give with the depletion of battery per kilometer. So my mind was working like a computer while driving and seeing the range drop. So I'm sure this Tata Curvv 55 kilowatt variant will be minimum 410 kilometers for a normal driver. I stamp on that thing. That is very very sure.
Sagar, we saw EVMR today posting also that he did the Mumbai Delhi, and he got about 400 410 highway
Yeah,
range.
yeah, that is what.
Little bit more in the city.
Yeah.
And one more I would like to add that someone did a charging a little bit at 60 kilowatt. So it is taking full 60 kilowatt. The peak is yes higher, but with the curve you can finally utilize the full potential of the 60 kilowatt charger and add about 1 kilowatt hour in about 1 minute.
Yeah, that's very accurately true. The second issue I have seen with the Curve EV is the sensor which helps in opening the boot electrically. So I don't know, but the calibration seems to be it sometime it works, sometime it doesn't work. So that issue is still there. Tata needs to calibrate certain height, or certain the calibration, the field of view angle should be well calibrated in the next software update. That is what I think.
Even their own gear shift selector is so laggy that when you want to go reverse and forward, it takes so much time and practice to get it right.
No,
I hope they
in
solve
this
that in Curve.
curve thing, that issue is mostly solved. I have seen the shifters are very fast, unlike the Nexon, which I had problems with. Even the Punch EV. The shifter was showing still N, but the car is in D and it moves on. So this issue has been persisting with Tata EVs for a long time. But I think with Curve, the shifter is very well calibrated. It's very fast.
It becomes very dicey when you're reversing onto traffic and you want to move ahead fast. That time it becomes very
Yeah, are
scary,
you are
this
you
thing. But it's
talking
good to
about
know that they've
Curve
solved it.
particularly, or which car?
before the curve, all the older cars all had this. I wasn't sure about the curve, so I was asking if they've solved that
Yeah,
problem finally.
they have definitely solved the problem, and the shifter is very quick and very agile. Yeah,
Precise. Yeah,
it's
good,
very
good.
agile on that part. Yeah.
Chalo, that's a good news.
Yeah, with
Parvez, you have driven Curvv yet?
Not yet. I had to go, but I was not able to. So not yet. But the thing is, if once the 400 plus range, real range reviews start coming up, so as Sagar pointed, that it could be a sleeper hit. On my only hope is that Tata publishes the Curvv EV figures and ICE figures separately, because it will
yeah.
give us more idea in long run.
But I would just like to add one more point. आप लोग जो भी ईवी चला रहे हो, just make sure please everybody एक डैश कैम बिठा लो. It is very important. क्योंकि भले आपने वो बैटरी प्रोटेक्ट कवर या whatever covers you have taken it from the company or insurance. By chance आपका wordings में कुछ भी problem हो गया, they will reject the claim. At least if you have videographic proof that आपने ऐसा पानी में या इतना पानी में चलाया है, that will be very helpful. Or and also in case there is some accident
Can
or
I ask a
something,
question
it's always good to
to
have a dash cam.
other people also?
Yeah. Please, sir.
No, so I have a Nexon where I have about 30 to 33,000 kilometers. Thankfully, no issues right now. So, in case I was actually considering the curve if I wanted an upgrade, but considering all the issues that Tata is having at hand, uh, I actually decided to wait for about 6 months before I made a serious evaluation. But given all the issues at hand with MG and Tata, so do you think that going for a much more maybe a BYD or a higher range EV is the only solution to actually not having to deal with all these nitty gritties?
Sir, first of all, MG has a very solid product in ZSEV. I am sure, apart from this particular issues coming up with water ingression, apart from that, the car is a very solid product. It has a very stable range. The power is best in class right now. Even Curve cannot match it. Yeah, it's a global product which the engineering is very well tuned. The ride dynamics, the stability on highway, the safety quotient. It's a very solid product in terms of that. Yes, in terms of upgrading, as to your question of upgrading, it would not be wise in your case right now that you have Nexon and you upgrade it onto the Curve, because I would not recommend that. But with regards to in the coming 6 to 8 months, even Dr. Faruqi would agree with me. There are going to be many more mass market cars, which will have a great range and in a very value for money package.
Absolutely right.
To put to put it simply, if you want, आपको अगर best EV चाहिए
So
from the best
basically,
manufacturer,
wait for at least until June next year before the market matures, and then make an evaluation then, right?
200%, sir.
even even
200%.
Okay,
even if
and
the market
that's
does
advice well
mature.
taken. And also, now that the topic has come up, do you think that any manufacturer will start giving exchange offers with existing EVs? Because that is one thing I think that is holding people back from upgrading.
Very, very,
So that
very
is what
well
we
timed
that,
question, sir. I have come to know insider thing that Tata is going to come up with a EV upgrade program before Diwali, which only exclusively will be applicable to the existing Tata EV owners, where they can fetch a very good value. And I'm given to know it's a insider news that they will offer up to 30% more exchange values right now being offered by the dealers. So the EV fest is going to be for 7 to 8 days, I think, and they are going to give the best exchange values you will get ever on your Tata cars, because Tata knows that they have messed up with their quality in the previous lot of cars, and they will be doing this as a goodwill gesture, to the existing EV owners.
Looking forward to that then.
Doing more than goodwill.
Yeah, one opportunity for them to salvage, because as much as like it's almost become a situation where you know you're waiting that okay, thank God I have not been affected yet, but then you continue to hear about other owners affected, so you're just like sort of waiting that when is it going to start impacting me.
And this the smart thing they have done, Tata, coming up with that EV fest is they have tied up with Spinny, so they don't want to directly show this goodwill gesture to the whole world, and show have some victim card, or innocence card. They will be tying up with Spinny, and they will be giving you the best rates. So indirectly they are doing this goodwill gesture.
If anyone in listener wants to ask us any question, please ask. We will wrap this up in another few minutes.
Hello.
Please raise.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a question regarding battery. Why the cells are getting depleted very fastly? I got a battery replacement at 23,000 kilometers.
Which car is yours? What car
Tata
do you
Nexon
have?
EV,
Nexon, which year model?
21,
2021. Okay, after that mild update one. So, how many kilometers have you done so far?
60,000.
68,000. They have replaced your battery pack once,
Yes.
and you're seeing range drops even now.
Yeah, range drops, and I'm getting limp mode at 18%, 16%,
Yes, yes.
whatever.
That means you had some update, na, about 3 to 4 months back. Did you go for that update?
They did only the prime update. That's it.
Now, what has happened is, as of recently, many people have started to complain below a certain what do you say percentage, 20, 18, and 16%. Your car goes into limp mode. It is a known problem. They are going to roll out an update within 2 months' time for you people. It's coming out soon. It's the same BMS problem only. Their previous update has spoiled it. And what you can do is you can continue to complain. Don't stop your complaint or anything. Keep your complaints on. In the meantime, try not to discharge the car below 20% and charge up to 100 regularly so it can balance out.
Yeah, I'm doing the BMS and everything.
Yeah, Sunil wants
Mhm.
to ask a question. Yeah, Sunil, please continue. Sunil, please unmute and ask any questions if you have.
हम्म, मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि मैं पंच ईवी प्लान कर रहा हूँ, लॉन्ग रेंज वर्जन। जी, आपको आवाज आ रही मेरी?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी, बताइए।
जी, तो क्या मुझे विंडसर का वेट करना पड़ेगा सर? वेट करूं या फिर ले लूं?
वेट करो विंस्टर के लिए।
विंस्टर उसकी प्राइसिंग कितने तक आएगी सर?
ये अबाउट 13 to 15
Doctor,
lakhs के बीच में।
Mera, Dr. Faruqi can guide him better in this aspect, because yeah,
Yes, yes.
Actually,
Carry
I
on.
didn't. There was some connection issue. So what was it?
He's asking if he should take the punch EV or the wait for the Winster.
I think Winster is just around the corner. It's 11 September, so you should wait for it. So there is no question about it. Like you should wait for Winster EV, which is coming on 11th of September, and uh, probably Punch you can get delivery anytime. There are no waiting periods on it. So ideally, you should wait.
He also wants to know the pricing of the Winster.
Venster, I think, as expected, as Nikhil has also updated long time back. So there are two battery packs expected, 37 or 50. So 37 one would be, it should be below 15 around. It should be around that. 50 50 kilowatt would be expensive, but I think they will try to keep it below 20 anyway. This is my guess. I may be wrong, but I
no,
hope that
even that's 100% my guess. Also, they will keep it
yeah.
below ZSEV, and they will keep it below 20. Amay ji wants
They
to,
they
yeah.
will probably they will probably targeting the punch and the punch customer. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah,
If
Correct.
yeah.
they can price it well below 16 17, it could really be a good car. Yeah.
They will. They are going to.
Yes.
Yes.
I just got an update right now. There's a well-known doctor, Mr. Rupak. He's got official MG insurance with all the covers, even the battery cover, and they have denied his claim for something very similar like mine.
Only expectation is that the courts will be on our side.
So what I'm trying to tell all our EV owners are, okay, be careful during these rains. Even if you have the battery protection cover, even if you've taken insurance from your OEM, there's no guarantee you are covered.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. We have to become a local, vocal customer or owner in India. That is very important because unless and until we make a show out of these people will not mend their ways.
So it doesn't matter which EV you buy. It could be the Rolls-Royce Spectre also, anything. But you are at danger because of this loophole in the law.
Yeah, because there is no express laws for it, and these things are
New.
happening.
It's something new also in the market. So the government hasn't formulated proper, laid down proper laws and rules for these situations. They're using the IP67 and 69 scapegoat theory to blame it on the manufacturer.
Yeah, I mean, MG says that their ZS battery is IP69, and
No, that is
their
IP69K. Nikhil, it's the highest rating right now for battery
right,
packs.
and
And they have even got ASIL D certification, which is as per ISO 26260. It's the highest grade of certification for safety in EVs. So
you
it's
know,
it's a man.
certification in a test product and in the production, these could differ. The production vehicle could differ because companies
No, but they
sometimes
but they
use it.
blatantly, yeah, they blatantly do publish it in the brochures and openly when they openly claim it, then they have a public liability about that, as per the law, what the law states.
Obviously, laws state quite a lot of things, but you know how these companies sometimes can be. In the three-wheeler space, we have seen that battery is something else in AR, AI, and in production it's something else. So
What we
sometimes,
need to understand is our battery packs cost as much as a normal ICE car, another ICE car. So we are running around with that close to the road with all the rocks, debris, water, so much more risk. And after paying for risk coverage to an insurance company, we are still at risk.
No, but Mehrab, I would like to state, see, without having the battery add-on cover, if you go into the courts, it's a very tricky situation
Very
on
right,
the part of
100%.
OEM. But once you have a battery protect add-on cover on your policy, it's a mandatory iota of it's a, not only iota. I'm very sorry. It's a big mountain of liability on the insurance company that they need to pay for those expenses. So I would you have seen Merab how I have made PDFs and tried to make people aware of these important insurance covers.
But what
So
is
so
happening in our country, no, Sagar, is now, for example, this person is a doctor, he's a surgeon, he doesn't have time for court cases. He will to just settle or throw the car away in the trash can or lose out on that money rather than going to the court. So this is, something where people hate to go to court in India.
So that is what I'm telling. Unless and until we become active citizens and we stand up for our rights, these things will continue. It's a historic thing that injustice will be served upon.
Very
Unless
true.
and
Very true. We have
yeah.
to stand together. All these people facing all these things, at least if they come as a witness and they say the same thing, that we were also told the same thing, कि आपका battery में पानी गया. And there's one guy who contacted me in Hyderabad. He's like, we only went for the infotainment update or something, some problem. And the next day they're calling me and telling me, आपका battery में पानी है. When I've not even taken my car out of my house.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it has already become a pandemic, in the dealerships, that they are, squeezing out everything out of a customer. Even I would like to go on and say that the government is not doing enough to, protect the consumers out of these scams. I've raised continuous points, not only on X is just one part of, the whole ecosystem, but I have raised, even I have written papers and published it on, government forums, that these things are not being taken care of.
So, would it be right to say till these problems are solved? Of course, we together, I'm quite aggressive in this matter. I don't mind going head on to court with it. But till this problem is actually solved, they find a middle ground between the insurance and the company. Insurance says it is IP67, so it has to be their manufacturing fault. They say it is only a resistive rating. There's no guarantee of water ingress. It is not a manufacturing
No,
fault.
I had explained on a Priyan's
Yes,
tweet that how the liability shifts. I had
correct.
very well explained. If Priyansh remembers my explanation, he can tell that I beautifully said, when the liability changes from the OEM to the insurance company.
So what these people do is they purposely keep bickering in between each other and wait till the customer gets frustrated and then agrees to pay. So this is what is going on.
So this is the same, like that's been happening in hospitals.
Same,
They
same,
when
same.
you have insurance, the hospital will say, no, 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 your insurance is not passing, you should pay in cash, and then you pay in cash and they go merrily happily home. So that's how these things are operating, even in the automotive sector of India right now.
Yes, I just went through this hospital thing about 3 months back.
Yeah, I know what's happening in because I've also got a family background of doctors, so I'm very not proudly, but to be very transparently, I'm saying what's happening in the healthcare sector. Even Dr. Faruqi will agree with me. I'm sure.
So what I'm trying to say to all my EV people is till these things are solved, just be careful because the risk is on you for now. During these monsoons and water seasons, just try to be careful. There is a solution which I've come out with. It is a known as Plasti Dip. You get this spray in the US. I'm trying to locate the dealer here in India. You can just spray this over your battery pack below and even those connectors, and it will form a complete rubber seal that would allow your battery pack and everything to be completely safe from any water ingress.
Yeah, but then there is a chance that these OEMs will stand up against that, and they will say, because of your spraying, these terminals have got corrosed, or they are having this problem and that problem.
It is a rubberized spray. You can just tear it off.
Yeah, yeah, but understand, Mera, what happens, when you
Yeah,
these do these things on your own, they get a very strong point to deny the warranty claims.
yeah,
Understand how the mentality of OEMs
yeah.
or
They
the
just wait.
dealerships is right
They
now.
just wait to palm it off. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. So I would not recommend anyone, apart from the dealership doing it. But yeah, that's the thing. Even Priyan said that we should start right to repair and right to service our own vehicles. But that is not possible. Right to repair
We
has
don't
just
have those.
started.
We don't
Yeah,
have such rules yet. Laws to protect us still after
yeah.
right
We,
to
we
repair.
the existing laws are not even that clear. What's happening in the country, we all know. But we these are very advanced expectations. I think these are very impractical right now in the Indian scenario, as
Correct.
far as I see towards the law and its
Yes.
application on
Yes.
ground.
Yes. Yes. So then, in the end, I think guys just be careful during the monsoons.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone has similar issues or any problems or doubts, let's take that up and wrap up this session. What do you say, Nikhil? Nikhil, please take the lead.
So yeah, obviously these are issue, and we can continue to raise them up, and especially regarding Tata and charging CPU related issue, you can just ping us. We can try to escalate them. And I think someone is having issues with the Citron EC3 recently also, and the dealership is doing similar things. First they said it is not, it is some different issue, and then they said it is battery issue. It was something like that. The dealership is a widespread problem. Even in two-wheeler, we are seeing with the Ather moving to dealership, people have seen the increase in complaint about service and all. So, as we knew, dealership would be a hassle for EV, and Tata especially, we hope they increase their EV only showrooms and service with trained technicians.
Nikhil, what I see in the future is, because of these malpractices of dealerships, I see a very strong possibility of, companies coming up with coco model like the petrol pumps.
Yeah.
They will soon come up with their own stuff, because
Right.
I think that's a possibility if Dr. Faruqi and Priyansh and Mehrab can, join in, if you feel what I'm saying is a possibility.
Yes, yes, I've already spoken, in fact, with many Tata heads about this many years ago, actually. That is the only good model for an EV, actually, direct manufacturer for service.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Now, one last thing I would like to tell all of you guys is after being a charge point operator myself, many of you people will notice during this rainy season problems with your AC charging, DC charging. Whenever y'all are going, I would recommend everybody in your car carry some WD-40. There's a WD-40 electrical spray also. Carry some cotton buds in your car and some rough cloth. When you all go to these public charging stations, there are many people who are driving their Nexon EVs and such cars in lot of more mud and chickle. They're going through these farms of theirs and all these things. They go and plug in that CCS to connect off the charging station. And in those holes, in those pores, there are tons of mud and debris all inside your contacts. Then you shove that into your car's contacts, and that causes problems with your charging drops, sudden surges. Then you've got some certain VCU faults. It's all because of this. So if you find a particular CPO's charging gun very dirty, just clean it up with a cotton bud and then apply it into your car. You will
That's
see
a
a
that's
world
a
of
that's a
difference.
Yeah, that's a very practical suggestion. I agree with Merab on this. But adding on to this point, and coming back to the Curve EV, my observation. One more thing that I missed in that flow is, I've seen the charging port of Curve EV, and
Yeah.
you by using MG ZSEV, I see that it is not that sturdy. I think Tata might have issues in the future with the
It's the same pot they have been using since the prime. It's the same thing. Just redecorated.
they're sharing the components for cost savings,
Yeah.
but I think the problems will continue with the actuators and everything.
Just 3 days back, I was stuck in the pouring rain with a brand new Punch EV. The gun wouldn't come out. They didn't even know where the lock pin release is. So I had to find where it is. It
Yeah,
took
yeah.
us 1 hour in the rain to find it.
So that is what, because of cost, in the aim of cost savings, Tata has, I think, missed the mark to upgrade their charging socket.
Yeah.
That is the
So
port,
this,
charging
with
port.
all their Tata EVs, this is going to be a continued problem. It cannot be helped. The vendor is the same.
Why can't Tata just change the vendor? What's the issue?
So
Yeah, because I think, to be very honest, I'll keep my views very transparent. I think Tata is like a government company.
Of course.
There is a strong lobby inside the Tata management,
Yeah.
which want
So no,
to
no,
hold their seats for good, and they are not passionate enough, to bring in,
You
motivated
know,
people,
I
to
I
because
make
don't
it
think
these
that Tata
to
Tata Group
make
companies can do deals with themselves even flawlessly. They have months and months of
no, no, no.
discussion.
What I say is, if we can make it a bit lighter, Tata is like, most of us used to say it and still say trouble again, trouble again. So they are consistent with everything.
yeah,
So they want to trouble you again and again.
it's not only the
The
EV.
but I've seen that the consistent troublemaker for Tata has been Priyansh. I sometimes feel he should be nominated to a award, and maybe we can start up with a new platform, like India's Got Latent. in
No,
the
no,
EV space.
Priyansh and Tata have got a similar relationship which Smriti and Rahul have got. You know, that kind of relationship.
I think let's keep the political thing bit out.
Where I don't have that kind of time anymore, and it is important to raise the issue. And today also I heard someone saying that कि भाई 2 महीने में अपडेट आ जाएगा. भाई जब तक आते नहीं है तब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है तब तक मैं चुप नहीं बैठने वाला हूँ और देखते हैं क्या करते हैं.
नहीं नहीं, बैठना भी नहीं चाहिए, बैठना भी चाहिए. These people are taking
These
us for
updates
granted,
will
man.
only give you some temporary relief and it will go and spoil something else. That is how Tata works.
Yeah,
That's the
I
problem.
need my full body or full car to work as a car. If
That then you don't buy Tata then you have to say Tata to Tata. Then you have to go for Chinese. There is no choice.
no, they even if they come with that buyback program that Sagar said that they will come out with,
Hmm.
or if they do like, or if for example they have to buy my car at full price because
Hmm.
I'm waiting for that. I'm like, you gave me a shitty product, you buy that shitty product at the price that you sold it to me because you sold it without like testing the product or with
Correct.
nips that are life threatening.
Yes. Very true.
So yeah, if they do that, then great. I mean, then we don't need that buyback program from Tata, and everyone can get the complete price of their car.
Man, I'm saying, Priyansh, with the number of issues Tata has, and if we had, laws like maybe Europe or America, I would say Tata as a company, Tata Motors would have been closed long time ago, because such critical issues and such persistent issues in such a big percentage, it's a very big thing, and I don't know why the government is not looking into it actively.
Uh,
They should start an investigation into
do
it.
you
And
know that
if
uh,
if we all come together, maybe we can bring up a platform and start crowdfunding, and maybe we can file a PIL. I'm telling you, this will be a biggest case of the generation, because Tata is not amending their ways, to not to harass customers directly or indirectly.
just on a lighter note, I would add that many people are excited about VinFast, and VinFast is basically developed by Tata Technologies, and their software and other things have not been up to the mark. If you've seen the reviews in the US, so
Man, there are so many spoof videos on VinFast. You can just type on Google and on YouTube also. You can just like it's like people have started making memes. जैसे वो हिंदी गाना नहीं आया था टाटा वाला जो अभी
right,
रिसेंटली
right,
आया था
right.
वैसा ही मतलब YouTube पे वैसे स्पूफ्स हैं VinFast
I
पे.
mean, the early reviews were it was termed as the worst car ever, BF8, I think. They did some software improvement which improved some things little bit, but yeah,
Nikhil, I've got a friend who works in Winfast in Vietnam, and I'm not lying. I know horror stories about their working culture.
As of today, I always say it on all my different groups. As of today, if anybody wants a good, reliable electric vehicle, there is only MG and BYD. And BYD even better. Apart from that, there is no other choice.
Sorry, sir, you are anti-national,
And
anti-national. Sorry.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Mehrab,
Yeah.
I think BYD will within a year and a half,
Hmm.
overtake MG sales.
Yeah,
MG sales. I'm sure of
I
that.
have very close contact with BYD, and they have told me that right now in India they're not interested to like scale up or anything. They just want their presence to be felt, and they're so sure about.
No, they cannot scale up. They cannot
Yes,
scale up because they have
yes,
some
yes,
restrictions from the
yes. That
government
also,
regarding the
that
investment.
also, that
But
also.
my wild guess, I would say that very soon you will see Reliance tying up with
Yes,
BYD.
yes, it is inevitable because their product is just too good. All governments are scared of them. Their own government in China is scared of them. There are news channels, their own news channels in China trying to defame them with some old videos of them burning up. But yeah, BYD is the best so far. It outbeats all the Germans or any other vehicle you can compare it with. And it's the best in the battery technology and the BMS technology also.
Yeah, but
Meanwhile,
apart from that, Merab, apart from the BMS and the battery, like 9 days ago, I drove BYD Atto 3, and I would say MG ZSEV is still a better product
You
than
drove the test drive vehicle.
BYD Atto
You
3.
drove the test drive vehicle.
No, I drove my friend's vehicle, and I still feel the comfort levels
Did
of
you,
ZS
did,
are a
did,
notch above
did
right
your
now.
friend change the stock tires of the BYD?
I think he was on Michelin too, if I'm not
Just
mistaken.
confirm that
Yeah.
because the original Batman Atlas tires which it ships with is totally horrible.
Yeah, that is Chinese make. I know
Ah,
that he immediately changed it after buying it, and he got a Michelin set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4, I think.
okay.
So he's also a geek about the
Very
tires
good.
and things.
Very good. Very
So
good.
yeah, so I think the overall comfort of ZS EV is still on the better side right now.
Yes. There are many people who love the ZS EV's comfort and there are many who hate it completely. A wide difference in opinion.
And believe me, Merab, I am not being biased toward MG because I would, even if you give me a Mercedes tomorrow, I'll not be biased because I love cars, and even if I own MG, I would never
No,
falsely
no, it is
try
absolutely
to
true
bring
because
Tata
I
to
love
them.
the car to bits myself. I love it absolutely. And I went ahead and even spent 1.40 lakhs on upgrading the suspension. I bought it from Thailand. Coil over adjustable 16-way suspension. I can lower and increase the height of the car, adjust the dampening. And now the car has become as good as any Mercedes, BMW, anything. It's fantastic now.
That's the thing about EVs.
Uh,
Even the lower ones feel quite good to drive than the luxurious one. And we have seen Audi and Mercedes owner buying Nexon EV as second city car.
So true. Yes, yes, you are absolutely right.
yeah, but I don't know, Doctor Saab. How would MG miss a silly thing like a rear cabin light in a global product like this?
So, there are blunders which every brand does. So it happens, I think.
The Chinese are quite big on cost cutting. So don't be surprised if you see things like that. And they are master in sharing the battery and platform with multiple vehicles and all. So,
Yeah, true, true,
soon
true.
you might see GSW saying they developed this some product here and in India and etc. But it basically will be developed in China, will be shipped here, and yes, it will be good. But yeah,
No, it's a master stroke by GSW to tie up with MG, and I think soon Reliance will not leave a
how
mark
can
to
how can they
get BYD.
how can they leave so?
No, they would not because they are the biggest group right now in India, and they would not miss the opportunity to enter this race because I think the auto scenario will be very fast changing now, and we'll see a Nokia kind of moment where established one or two established companies might completely be wiped off the chart if they don't mend their
Please,
ways
it will
in
Maruti
India
and
right now.
Suzuki.
I'm talking about
I
yeah.
just need to add on this. I don't think so. Maruti is going the Nokia way.
No, it's not. But
They are
we can have them out of the government lobby. That would be good. I don't want them lobbying for
no.
anything
Actually,
really.
the thing is, Maruti and Hyundai. Sorry. So both are Hyundai is doing the same thing which Maruti did in initial days. Now both the companies they are like whatever government regulates, we will comply with that. So currently they are in safe zone with regards to EVs. 26 27 में कैफे 3 आना है तो ये उसकी वेट कर रहे हैं कि जब वो आएगा तब देखेंगे हम. सो मजबूरी वाला काम है तो वो अभी इसी पे चल रहे हैं बट देयर वुड नॉट बी अ नोकिया काइंड ऑफ मोमेंट फॉर both these brands because they control 60% of the market. So lobbying wala you can say lobbying wala to रहेगा so
On
that will always
on new models coming out, is Mahindra, like how many
yes.
cars is Mahindra launching? Just BEO5?
So I'll just take this up. So first one they will be launching is your XUV 800, which is the XUV 700 electric version. Then BE5, which would be Curvv's rival. Then BE9. So in these three, I think they would be launching the 3XO electric also. So this is their roadmap.
Are we getting at least two cars this year or only one car?
This year only one.
Damn, they're slow.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
they are
launching doesn't matter if they can't produce that much and customer are not buying. So Tata has so many cars, but their sales are like what, 5, 6 thousand stagnant.
you're right. You're right, Nikhil. But the problem with the Mahindra is they always get into an engagement, but their marriage never happens.
Oh
So their
yeah,
joint ventures are like that.
they are
So
planning something with Skoda VW, some JV, and
so what happened was they went with VW for sourcing of the parts for their Born Electric and InGlow platform and all those things. So, so the Germans are very particular about every word in the draft. So it took them 2 years to do it. So that has really delayed them. And with the unified cell for VW coming up, so they are like, so they were pissed, like they had no option to get the battery pack for their XUV 800. The reports which have come up recently, you have also seen. So they are expecting BYD 80 kilowatt hour battery pack to come up with XUV 800. Uh, you must have seen last year. I think they got those the selected auto journalists to drive that XUV 800 in their I think what they call is MADE. I don't remember the full form. So Mahindra's headquarters in United Kingdom, because the funding is also from their firm. I think I don't remember the
It's a design
या
firm
सो
of Mahindra.
वहां पे उन्होंने अपने सिलेक्टेड ऑटो जर्नलिस्ट को बुलाया और उनको गाड़ी भी चलवाई थी इन्होंने थोड़ा सा मतलब वीडियोस भी आए थे जिसके हमने देखे सो सो इट इज व्हाट इट इज वी कैन से सो दे आर कंप्लाइंग सो बेसिकली इंडिया में जो भी गाड़ियां आएंगी अभी वो कैफे को कंप्लाई करने के लिए आएंगी ये नहीं कि
right,
उनको ईवी पसंद है तो
right.
मुझे अभी यही लगता है बट स्टिल महिंद्रा 800 कमिंग they were already they've got a bad luck of suppliers पहले XUV 300 आनी थी सप्लायर नहीं मिला फिर सेल का रह गया काम
No,
ठीक
no,
है तो
first
अभी
XUV K100 was to
हाँ
come.
के हाँ वो दोनों उन्होंने एक ही टाइम पे शो करी थी
Yeah,
2020 के ऑटो एक्सपो पे दे शोड बोथ द व्हीकल्स
they were showing it for
दोनों इलेक्ट्रिक
100.
व्हीकल
Yeah, and they took
या
bookings
सो
for 100 also.
No, they no, absolutely. I'm telling you, they launched XUV 300 electric only for meeting the cafe norms.
या
I've
दैट इज
got insider news from Chennai plant that their product was so half baked that even their own management was not willing to drive it as their long termers or from
you're
office
absolutely
to
right
By they're
home.
not
Yeah.
given Apple CarPlay and Android Auto updates. At least Apple
So what
CarPlay.
happened? Yes, this is a very good point which
That
Priyansh makes. Any Mahindra car which launches, they give auto Android Auto along with, but Apple CarPlay is always 6 months delayed. So even in the Thar
Still,
Rocks, it's the same
I
thing.
don't think XUV 400 customers have still gotten it.
Yeah, so it takes 6 to 7 months because they updated 400. Now probably 300, 3XO EV will be coming up, and again 6 month delay would be there for
गाड़ी को
the
एक
Apple
साल हो गया
CarPlay.
भाई.
Sir, because unless certain security protocols are met in the software, Apple does not certify Apple CarPlay for the
And
automotive
the
sector.
irony is both Tata and both Mahindra, they have got the tech units like Tech Mahindra and Tata Tech, and both of the brands they screw the software. This really amazes me.
I don't know how Tata does
Sir,
that
because
much. I mean, they have got their whole software department and all, but they don't make it for EV only. They are doing it with partnership with the companies and within themselves and all. So they need to certify.
I'm saying that Tata management, higher management is cartelized right now because there are people who are not willing to leave their post and make big policy changes. They are working like a very close knit like a business family kind of run corporation. They're not willing to take up new talent.
I mean,
That is what
I
has been
have
happening in
have
the past.
on whatever call I could with Tata, I have told them about service and showroom and lot, especially charging, charging fee, etc.
And they are and Nikhil, they are also aware of.
They
I
are
always
aware.
say that
They
if
they
we are aware
they
of it,
know.
they are also aware of it.
And their early time reason was we are being safe and etc. and etc. But I know that their cells were not capable of doing that. But these new cells, yes, they can do higher charges.
No, even Mr. Chandra acknowledged in one of the interviews with Hormas that they are very thankful to the early adopters and they've learnt a lot. So I think it itself says that they knew that their products had issues, and they were half baked in certain technologies of hardware and software.
The problem is not that it was hard. The problem is that they need to improve and provide support for that. Early adopters are, quite liberal in that. They will accept issues as long as you solve them.
Exactly, well said.
Guys, I have to bounce. So you guys continue the conversation. Thank you so much. Great.
I think it's been
Right,
a 2.5 hour. We will also end up right now.
so we have covered almost everything. So we need to cover something else.
No, if anyone has
No,
some
if
queries,
anyone has questions, we can take that up. Anyone can put
Right.
hands up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go on. Put your hands up and please ask the question, please, if anyone
yes,
has.
seasonal, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Great conversation for the last hour or so. I've been listening. I had two small questions. You guys can like take it up. Sagar, you mentioned Spinny tying up with the Tata for buying up and like reselling those vehicle as a platform. So
Yeah, yeah. That's insider news.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so I had purchased a vehicle from Spinny, and it's been like okayish. It's a ICE vehicle. So, what general things should people look out for buying pre-owned electric vehicles? And second question, if I may, uh, currently using a ICE vehicle because there's some tax rebate that we get for petrol allowance, etc. So, are there any tax benefits for EVs? Thanks.
I think the buying used EV needs a separate topic in itself. Rebates, which state you are in?
Maharashtra.
Would you
So
like me
there's
to take it?
no road and registration tax, I think there's, and additional subsidy I'm not aware of. Then you can get an EV meter in Maharashtra also, which will provide you electricity at some lower rate than your home rate. So there's that. And if you buy for company, I'm not sure. Mehrab might know. Mehrab, is there the 40%
Yeah.
depreciation still active?
Yeah, not for your used vehicles. If you're buying the new one, then under Section 80 EEC, you can claim depreciation.
For corporates, you are saying, Mera?
Yeah, for corporates, you can still claim depreciation on EVs, electric vehicles.
Because for individuals,
Can
that
you
was
Yes,
send
stopped
me a
in March
document? A
yes,
guy was saying
April
that his
2022.
yes, yes.
his CA said that you cannot anymore.
Yeah, and there is no problem buying a used EV. In fact, it's a very smart choice. Only thing is, never buy a used Tata vehicle or Mahindra vehicle. Go in for an MG or a BYD. Any of those will do. You can even go in for a Hyundai.
I today I got an offer for a 2023 model ZSEV exclusive
Yes,
Pro, which has blind spot monitoring, and that buyer is going to buy a Fortuner right now
yes,
immediately, and he was willing to sell his MG ZSEV, of 23 model for 14 lakhs. So that was such a steal deal that I referred to one of my friend, and I think he's on the verge of buying it.
yes. Now, before buying it, always go
So
to the showroom. They will charge you about 3 to 4 thousand rupees. Get the battery state of health.
no, thousand,
Okay,
thousand. Merab, I confirmed today. I sent him. Said him the same
okay.
thing. Just take the car to the nearest MG
Yes,
dealership, get an inspection report from
yes.
them regarding the state of health of the battery and all the other physical
Correct.
damages. They will give you a proper report. And that dealership quoted only 1,000 rupees
Oh,
as inspection charges, full
that is
inspection.
very nice. And apart from that, at the premises of that person, just do an AC charging with his existing execom charger before he disconnects it and gives it to you. Because those execom chargers are also quite expensive. If you want original, they cost about 50, 60,000 OEM. So get these things checked. If DC charging is working, if AC charging is working, take the car to a DC charger, charge it up. Notice these things. And
Thanks a lot.
Anyone
and
else? Yeah,
and
yeah,
also
yeah.
please, all these cars are having warranty of 8 years. But what happens is There are many customers in Maharashtra who I also know they behave this way while buying even a BMW car. They will use the car throughout its life of about they have these selling cycles of 2 years and 3 years. They will not maintain the car at all. Means they will never take it to the dealership. They will not do any oil change or anything, and they will then sell the car after 2 to 3 years. So I know personally of many MG owners also who have done like 40, 50,000 kilometers and not even gone for their first service. That will completely void your warranty, your 8 year warranty or how many ever years are left. Once you buy the car as a second owner, that warranty will be void. So please check all the service documents.
Yeah, if anyone else has questions, or else Nikhil, you can take the lead and we can wrap it up.
If somebody has skipped a service for more than 12,000 kilometers, it is a voidance in warranty. Huh? Please be aware.
Okay, everyone. I think we can do a separate space someday on used EV and service schedule and etc. Taking everything two-wheeler and even four-wheeler as well. So I think that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining. If you have any question anytime, our DMs are open. We will try to help you as much as we can. We are taking from the community or even our personal sources if we can provide you the information. So there's that. And yeah, follow us if you can. And thank you for listening.